vehicle, the results can be devastating. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured truck accident victims in Colorado. These are complex cases that require serious resources and experience. We bring both to every case to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a trucking accident, don't wait. Call the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW, or visit wilhitewins.com.
If you've ever been in their care, you know the difference they make. We call them nurses, also known as heroes. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. National Nurses Day falls in May. Pause for a moment. They may have been by your side at one point, or with a loved one during an uncertain time. Give thanks for those men and women who work tirelessly, tending to every detail. Small to life-saving. How? A handwritten card will be cherished. Coffee or treats, a thoughtful gesture. You can log on to daisyfoundation.org to nominate a nurse for exceptional care. To the nurses listening to Alpine Bank now, your commitment to helping others has our deepest respect and appreciation. We think of you as heroes. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called Aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an Aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567, 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, May 19th, on a day that is a little bit overcast, a little bit gloomy, and it matches the feeling that I have about our NBA team here in Denver, Colorado, comparatively to what we witnessed last night. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? Tuesday, happy Tuesday to you, and you're right, Z. Watching that game last night. Great game. Thunder versus Spurs. All I can do is shake my head. Shake my head saying, damn, are the Denver Nuggets done? Has the window closed? Is Jokic not going to ever win another championship here with the Denver Nuggets? That's all the things that are going through my mind right now, watching these two young teams go at it, and what we looking at right now with Wemby, the alien, right, who is the greatest player to play the game. He's going to be the greatest player to play the game. He's already on that
Well,
path.
I mean, he's obviously been in the conversation. For me right now, I don't have to think very hard about it. If I'm starting a team, like I saw this graphic that someone put up. If you're starting a team, who do you start it with? It's like, it's not even a question, and it doesn't have anything to do with Jokic's status as a player. Jokic is 31 years old, and Wemby's 22. Like, so these two would not have even gone to, if they were K through 8, they wouldn't have gone to this been in the same school at the same time. And what we're seeing from Wembanyama is essentially, one, let's just establish this first. We were talking about Victor Wembanyama a couple years before he ever entered the NBA. He is who we thought he was. He's one of the greatest prospects this side of Lou Alcindor, Shaquille O'Neal, and LeBron James. And we've never seen, there's not a comp. We love to make comparisons in sports. There's not a comp for Wemby. And we thought for a while there, well, his body is not going to hold up in the NBA, and he's just going to get hurt, and he'll be a different version of sort of Yao Ming or something like that.
Yeah, because he's so tall.
And he's so skinny. And you're in a league of men, and he's still a boy. But the boy Simba has grown up.
Yeah, teenager now.
And I'm telling you, like your eyes told you the same thing that my eyes told me. If you think the Denver Nuggets are in the same weight class of the teams that we saw last night, you are fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. And so, yeah, and I said this last week, and we can talk about, the productive ways to avoid this. But it was on Friday, I said, if you're giving me two paths, and what's more likely? One, that Jokic is a multi-time champion. Say he gets two, just one more, like Hakeem Olajuwon. And you kind of, get your way at that big boys table to have the GOAT conversations in ways that you currently cannot. Or the other pathway is he's Dirk Nowitzki, who's unanimously known as one of the 20 to 25 greatest players of all time. Jokic would have higher classification than Dirk. That's not what I'm saying. But a one guy, one team legend in that market with a statue out front the way that Dirk does. But you have the one championship and a bunch of failures before and after then.
They call you a one-hit wonder then.
And, well, see, I don't think people call Dirk Nowitzki a one-hit wonder. I don't. You just, you're just not held in the same regard as multi-time champions, and you can't be in those big boy conversations given the history of the NBA unless you're a multi-time champion. And I'm so discouraged and I'm frustrated, and so you might hear a little bit of anger in my voice. At the nucleus of it, it's a place of passion. I want more for Jokic and this organization, but here's the hard truth with the information that I have right now. It ain't coming. It ain't coming.
Well,
and that's the real.
If that's how you feel, then imagine what Jokic is feeling. He's the guy that has to go out there and do this. He's the guy that's sitting on the couch right now, watching Wemby, watching SGA go at it, looking at himself saying, damn, do I have enough around me to do it again?
The answer is no.
Do I have enough to do it as I'm getting older? And so if I'm Jokic, and this is just me speaking and what I would think in my head, if I'm trying to get to another championship and I feel like I can't get it here in Denver, if I'm Jokic, do you sign that contract coming your way? Or do you really rethink things and say, man, I may need to go somewhere else where there's some younger talent, some athletic talent that can help me out so I can get to that big boy table and win another championship? My thought would be I would test those waters because I want another championship. I've done so much here for Denver.
Yeah, we just don't know what he wants. No, Phil, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. But we just don't know what Jokic values most. Like, is it to be comfortable? Here, you're comfortable. You won the Denver Nuggets a championship. And, Phil, the more I think about this, and I said this to you before you left, or maybe right after you left, thank God they got the one. Thank God they got the one. This organization never sniffed the NBA Finals. Okay? And I know there's some scenarios, well, back in the 80s against the Lakers, maybe they could have, but they didn't. And back in the the mid 2000s, if they could just get the ball in bounds against the Lakers, then they would have. And to which I say, so they lost in Game 7? No. They lost it. Okay, so no, they weren't that close. And then Jokic shows up. He's the greatest thing that has happened to this organization by a country mile, Phil. And because of the way he's wired, we might be lucky enough as Denver sports fans to see him for the entirety of his career. But I'll tell you today what I told you the week after they lost to Minnesota in the first freaking round, that if he signs that contract, that is what's best for the Denver Nuggets. But if he wants to win championships, that is not what's best for Nikola Jokic. Full stop. Full stop. And
Crazy,
and when we start talking about like, well, how can you do this and that? And because it's so easy to say, well, trade Christian Brown, trade Aaron Gordon, trade Jamal Murray. It's like, first of all, you have to have trade partners. You have to have relationships in the NBA to make this happen in a league that's run by agents. Start there. Denver, historically on the wrong side of those conversations. But if you do, even if you said, hey, trade Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
okay?
let's go with Jamal.
Okay, let's go with Jamal. And I agree. I think you have to trade Jamal. I think this core has expired. The two-man game doesn't hit the same. And I don't think your two best players can be your two worst defenders. Okay, so let's trade Jamal. Trade Jamal Murray. Say you get back, let's just say two players. Or you can pick three players, whatever. Use your imagination. And you say, well, the salaries match, and now you have better athletes and better defenders. I'll look at you and say, wait a second. If it costs the same, they're not going to move forward.
That's why they're trying to get rid of some of the contract, right? That's why they would get rid of Jamal.
The most likely, guys, no one's going to want to hear this. But the most
You're already pissing people off.
No,
Just started.
That's okay. I'm just being honest. And so if there's an other agenda or the way people listen or consume this stuff, that's fine. It'll be me and the truth against you and whoever.
Yes.
That's perfect. The most likely scenario that no one wants to hear is that it's not trading members of the core to get back pieces.
Don't you do it.
It's trading members of the core to get under the luxury tax. And what does that mean? It's probably a year of basketball where the Denver Nuggets are purposefully not competitive.
So you're saying kind of tanking? Like in those words, like you're not competitive,
well,
you're losing.
Well, in terms of trying to win a championship, if you wanted to say they're tanking, not in the tanking traditional sense, but you'd be tanking your books. That, I believe, will be the next objective of this franchise. And my anticipation, it's going to be like much like last year's trade, okay? What happened last year? We act like the Michael Porter Jr. trade was made in a vacuum of, hey, you get better with Cam Johnson and you get some, an additional player. Okay, that's true. But they also saved $15 million. What got traded with Michael Porter Jr. to Brooklyn? You could have traded MPJ straight up for Cam Johnson, but what did they have to do? They had to attach a first-round pick to it. So they would do the deal, and the Nuggets could save money. Okay? The most likely scenario that will happen here is pieces of the core are going to get peeled off. Could it be, and I'm going to put Cameron Johnson in this category. Like,
he has one more year on his contract. Why would he not be? I would try to get rid of him.
Yep, and you'll save a bunch of money. Jonas Valanciunas, we're all agreeing, hey, he's a really good backup center for Jokic, and I mostly agree through the regular season. He's gone. They're going to save probably $8 million by moving him. So
he has $2 million guaranteed next year.
That's right, and he's got 10 coming his way. So
Yeah.
they're going to save 8. So you're going to see deals like this that don't have anything like from a championship expectation or championship like piece like returning to the Nuggets. My guess is they will try to take this coming season, get below the repeater tax, tap out of the championship scene, and then tell us the next year now they have, wait for it, the number one word that's going to come out of this offseason. The number one word. I'm telling you, put it in your front pocket. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. Home repairs shouldn't feel overwhelming. That's why Home Strong is your one-stop shop. Family-owned, 20-plus years of experience and the highest-rated structural company in the state with over 300 Google reviews. If you see cracks, water issues, or a cold, dirty crawl space, start with a free inspection and quote. Homestrong handles everything: foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, even turning crawl spaces into fully finished basements without calling another contractor. Guys, financing is available, lifetime transferable warranty. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for Xfinity. Imagine Wi-Fi so intelligent it actually fixes itself when something goes wrong. Imagine Wi-Fi that reaches every corner of your home, every room, every floor, every dead zone gone. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together seamlessly. Now imagine it's built for speed and power by fiber. A network with 99.999% reliability. So whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, it just works. And that's not just fast, that's a security blanket for your entire network, protecting what matters most. Now, here's the best part. Lock in 5 years of predictability at the same price, no contracts, no commitments. Everything you need is included: your data, our best equipment, and the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi, all of it. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we're kicking stuff out of the rundown to continue this conversation.
How did we get here?
You want to know? That's a great question.
How did we get here?
That's a great question. It is. You know, there's a long list of stuff. There's a long list of stuff. And the Nuggets, well, let's put a pin in that conversation. I think that you are going to see a word be used early and often as we get into this Denver Nuggets offseason, okay? And unfortunately, we've been in the Nuggets offseason for weeks now. That's what happens when you don't make it out of the first round, okay? And we have been taking a sober look at this club for a few weeks here. And when you really comb through it, there's not a lot of stuff that they can do. They don't have a lot of assets. So when you ask the question, how did we get here? I think there's a collection of things that are either bad contracts.
Just built up over time.
Yeah, built up over time. So like Michael Porter Jr.'s contract, like that aged poorly. Most people don't want that contract. That's why you had to give a first-round pick with it. You have to get off Reggie Jackson's money because you want to save money. So you attach 3 second-round picks to Reggie Jackson. So you were spurned by Jeremy Grant, and now you have to do trade for Aaron Gordon, and that's assets. And so they've made a bunch of moves through the years that, and you have to remind yourself, they won a championship. So you never apologize for doing what you thought you needed to do to win a championship.
Which they did. They won that championship, Z.
They did.
Now what?
But now what, right? And it's the second half of Joker's prime. And so you get here, the how did we get here question. It's Christian Brown's contract. There's nothing harming the Denver Nuggets organization right now more than Christian Brown's contract. It's number one, okay? Like, let's understand that. But I think that what you're going to see happen here, and I am speculating, and I could be floored and be proven wrong, but I would be floored. I do believe you're going to see the number one objective for the Nuggets offseason is not going to be retool this thing, go into the second apron, pay the repeater tax because you're in Jokic's prime and the dollars be damned. What I believe that we're going to see is you're going to see an organization with a heavy-handed effort to break up these guys.
Break the core up.
Not get proper return on some of the investments in an effort to get below the repeater tax. Every year that you're in the luxury tax, the repeater tax punishes you more. All right? And I wish we could talk about just basketball, but that's not how the NBA works. So every year you go into the tax, you get the penalty gets higher and higher and higher. So you would be in the second apron and hit by the repeater tax and have to write a check for $207 million. That's before you got Peyton Watson done. And so I think that the number one objective for the team is going to be get below the repeater tax because once you get under it for a season, it snaps the cycle. And the next year, if you're back in the luxury tax, you're back on like the first tier of getting punished, not the fifth year in a row or what have you getting punished by it. So what I'm saying is I think that you'll see the Nuggets say we're not paying those big bills. We're going to go under the luxury tax. We're going to use this year as almost like a student coming out of high school, and instead of going to college right away,
Gray shirt.
Right, or they go backpacking in Europe, or they get a job and save money. It's called a gap year. And I think you'll see the Denver Nuggets have a bit of a gap year, and the messaging will be, you're going to hear the same word just to pay off the tease here. Dante, what did you think the word was going to be, because you guessed it?
I did guess it. Flexibility.
Flexibility.
Told you, Phil.
That will be the word, because you'll hear them say stuff like, well, and I promise you this is coming, well, if we went into the second apron, they won't make it about the money. They'll say, if we go into the second apron, well, then our 2032 first-round pick, which is so valuable to us to move and try to maximize this window, it gets frozen. So if you go into the second apron and pay that huge bill, a part of the new CBA is your first-round draft pick that year gets frozen.
See, there's so much to
I know, bro. It's and I don't make the rules, so I try to understand it as best I can, but it is flat-out curriculum. There's very few people who actually know how all the intricacies of the new CBA works. It's new. So,
but see, you're explaining all this, right? You're explaining like what the Denver Nuggets are probably going to do. My thought process through all this, as you're explaining it to me, is I'm trying to be in Jokic's shoes. What is Jokic going to say about this when they're sitting down and telling him, hey, look, we're not tanking, but we're not trying to win a championship this year because we don't have enough money, or we don't want to spend enough money. We have to get under this luxury tax.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a year where you guys are going to struggle and you're not going to win that championship. How are you going to explain that to a man who's 31 years old and is your best player? And, oh, by the way, you need him to sign this contract.
Right.
How do you explain that, Z?
Well, you can't. See, this is the thing. You can't, other than say, hey, we're gonna have this year, okay? We're gonna have this year, and we're gonna get through this year, and then the next year, going into your age 33 season,
33,
all right, then we're gonna have the flexibility and financial wherewithal to really go all in during that window of time. Now, is that gonna work? It's more unlikely than likely.
Yeah, you're risking a lot by saying that.
Yep, and the Golden State Warriors did do it once upon a time, and they were able to get another ring, and so there's an avenue for that to happen. But the other avenue that's not that, because here's the thing, the run it back thing's not going to happen.
No,
so
I'm
not looking at that as even an option. I know they said that at the press conference, but actions over words. You have to go into the second apron to do that. One team in the entire NBA went into the second apron. One. And that was the Cleveland Cavaliers. So you had the rest of the league say, no, thank you. So the rest of the league is looking at the second apron as a hard cap. Like it's a rule. You can't go into it, even though you actually can. It just costs you more money. If there was ever an era of basketball that you would think you would go into the second apron, it would probably be this one.
Exactly.
But what ownership will say is, are we really going to pay that kind of a tax bill where it's hundreds of millions of dollars just for the right to pay the players hundreds of millions of dollars when they lost in the first round? They're really not that close. If they showed us more evidence, and in some ways they're right about this, by the way, if they showed us more evidence that they're close, we'd be willing to push our chips in, but they didn't, so we can't. That's the sequence of events that is awaiting us this offseason. And I'm just here to break the bad news, because I have a relatively loosely understanding how all this stuff works. And I have a relatively loose understanding how historically Kroenke Sports Entertainment Group has made their decisions.
They're cheap. They're cheap. They don't want to pay the money. That's why they're bringing David Adelman back. They should. If Kroenke, Josh Kroenke that is, was so serious about winning and making sure Jokic got another championship, he would have probably got a different head coach to come in this door that was more savvy in the sense of just being a vet.
Of course.
So that they can get on the right track, but they didn't do that.
They didn't. And so, yes, they hired David Adelman. Is David Adelman, did they think he's a solid coach? I think they believe that. But was he also the cheapest option?
Yes,
he
sir.
was. Tim Connolly moves on because you don't value him in the same way that he's viewed by the league financially. Everyone, almost every member, save for this side of Sam Presti and Danny Ainge and maybe Pat Riley, like outside of those guys, the entire league would love to switch places with Tim Connolly. They'll give you their GM, okay? They said, we don't want to pay him. Okay. What'd you do? You replaced him with the cheapest option, his understudy, Calvin Booth. You guys bickered over the finances. So now he got fired, and there's other stuff. And then you also went with the cheapest option in Ben Tenzer and John Wallace. Do those guys do a fine job? I'm sure. But they're also conveniently the cheapest option. Who are David Adelman's assistant? Typically, it's a first-time young head coach gets a job. You have a veteran head coach, a former head coach next to you. So what'd they hire? First-time offensive coordinator, first-time defensive coordinator. So this is just historically how they've operated. It's just pointing out facts. I'm not here to demonize. They won a championship. But this frontier of Denver Nuggets basketball, it's dark. And if you disagree with that, you're not paying close enough attention.
I'm just nervous about Jokic now, Z. Truly. That's all I care about at this point. What's going through that man's head? What's going through his head? He's still human. He wants to win. He doesn't want to feel like they're losing games so that they can try to build back up for something that's risky when he's 33 years old. You get older, you're not the same version of yourself. And, oh, by the way, you still have to find a way to beat Wemby and the Spurs and SGA and the Thunder. Like, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So what does Jokic value? Is he cool with just being comfortable? And for the same reason, and we all love Jokic, right? I call him Denver Sports King, and I bend the knee and all that stuff. We have fun with it. But there is reasonable questions to be asked for a personality type that would be cool with staying in a losing situation. Is that the same personality type that you often watch on the court and say, man, oh my gosh, you're so talented. If you just had a little bit more of a killer instinct and attitude.
More attitude.
Like it's kind of like, are those two things related to one another? I'm not sure, but I think time will tell. Ultimately, these are big conversations. I hate that Phil, we came into the season, I thought this was the best Nuggets team they fielded. They didn't make it they couldn't force a Game 7 in the first round.
Avs, we said championship or bust. And we said for the Denver Nuggets, championship or bust. All right, so we all felt that way. And we're looking at it, and we got knocked out the first round by some backups with Minnesota. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And now we're looking at this thing as we're going to have to blow it up. We're not running it back. Jokic has to sign a contract. We don't know if he's going to sign it.
I think he will. I
don't know, Z.
I talk to people inside that organization that are around him daily, and they are extremely confident he's going to sign it. That's good news for us as Denver sports fans. I just don't know through the lens of championships if that's good news for the Joker.
Take that deep breath.
If you want to react, you can hit us up. The RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We also are monitoring the YouTube chat line presented by Shop Honda. We're just over 24 hours away from the puck dropping in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What do you think the biggest storyline of this series is heading into tomorrow night? We'll discuss next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're over 50 years old and carrying credit card debt, you could be paying on that for the rest of your life. Everything is more expensive, and you're spending more on the things you buy every day. But your home's equity could finally give you some breathing room. American Financing is a family-owned mortgage lender. No judgment, no pressure, just salary-based mortgage consultants who are here to help. With a refinance, you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Their average customer saves $800 a month. That's a real relief. They'll help you declutter your bills into one manageable payment. Give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations and help you end the cycle of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Guys, there's no upfront fees and there's no obligation. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
For over a century, 9 days defined the West. From the dust, the Bronx, the Bulls, and the legends. 9 days built a legacy. But legends don't stand still. The daddy of them all just got bigger. 10 days that redefine the West. 10 days when legends ride longer. 10 days of rodeo. Cheyenne Frontier Days. 10 days, one legend. Tickets on sale now at CFDrodeo.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Tortorella Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Tortorella Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Tortorella is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you in RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Tortorella Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we are just over 24 hours from the puck dropping in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Whew. Man, and I just got a big text. I just got a big text to the old phone. Well, put a pin in it.
All right.
It could impact us. I'll just leave it at that. For now. We're
gonna get some spankings.
For now. We'll put a pin in that puppy. So we're just over 24 hours from the puck dropping tomorrow night, man. How are you feeling here?
Oh, Z, I'm excited. Man. We've been sitting here waiting for 8 days, 8 long days. It's been a long time coming. And you know what? It's almost here, Z. And the thing about it is, I feel good. I feel like the Avs are ready to go. They're getting the rest. We know that they've been banged up. Hopefully, Kale's ready to go. He was dealing with the lower body injury, also upper body. So let's just say he's been dealing with a full body injury. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
So hopefully this rest has helped him out. And we hit the ground running. We hit the ice skating, and we can get things rolling.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I'm feeling here in about 10 seconds. Guys, spring is back. That means it's time for the Brouhaha Tour. Join us this Friday, May 22nd, 2 to 6 p.m. for our first stop at the Schoolyard Beer Garden in Denver's Golden Triangle. If you've never been here, it's one of the most unique places to hang in all of the metro. We're going to be doing our show live. Guys, we're only doing 3 of these, so we would love to see you this Friday at Schoolyard Beer Garden in Denver's Golden Triangle. Man, I'm anxious. I'm really excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but it's more anxious like in a way that, like, have you ever known, like, you knew you were going to get in a fight at a certain point in time with something, you know you're going to get in a fight, and you don't know exactly when, but you have, like, butterflies, like it's twisting of a knife in your stomach, and
you're just ready for it to happen.
Yes, and kind of ready to just get it over with.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that about Game 1 here of the Western Finals. I have kind of butterflies in my stomach. I am fired up, and but there is that sense of, hey, you could get hit in the mouth here. There are champions, 12 of them to be exact. 12 of their 20 guys that will hit the ice have lifted Lord Stanley Cup. And so there is an incredible amount of respect, not fear, but respect when having these conversations about these guys. And a guy like Tortorella, who has lifted the cup himself.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
But he felt the chill of that trophy.
He felt the chill of that trophy. So, yeah, man. And when it comes to like, storylines for you, and there's no wrong answer here, what do you think is like the biggest storyline of this series as we're heading into the series? We know these things can change, but before a game is played, what do you think the biggest storyline is for you?
You know, Z, I've looked at this game, and I've been, looking at the Vegas Knights as well, and it has to be Nathan McKinnon versus Mitch Marner, and that just elite firepower for both sides.
Totally.
If Mitch Marner is on, it's going to help the Vegas Knights try to win. But if Nathan McKinnon is on like he has been, then the Avs are going to win it. So you have these two really, really good players going at it. You have Nathan McKinnon that's leading his team in points with 13, 7 goals, 6 assists, right? We need that from Nate Dogg. We need him to continue to have that mentality in scoring those goals and getting those assists. But for Mitch Marner on the other side, that man's on fire. 18 points. He leads the NHL playoffs, 7 goals, 11 assists. So you got these two duking it out. So that's what I'm focusing on. Who is going to outduel the other one? Who is going to overcome and jump the other one when it comes to them going back and forth? Because make no mistake about it, Mitch Marner is going to get some goals. Nathan McKinnon is going to get some goals. But who is going to help these guys out?
Man, I love it. That's a great – I mean, the star power in this series is real. Mitch Marner, after such a long time playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs and really failure after failure, the Leafs – at certain point in times, there was expectations, and they always fell flat when it mattered the most. And Mitch Marner was part of the poster child of those failings. That when the season was on the line, Mitch Marner just isn't who he is in the regular season. So, like Netchus, a lot of the same stuff people say about Marty Netchus or have said to this point has been said about Mitch Marner. And both guys in the same postseason are really flipping the narrative. No one in the Stanley Cup playoffs has produced more points than Mitch Marner's 18 points. He's got 3 full points ahead of number 2 in the postseason, which is Tage Thompson there in Buffalo. So, and obviously how many games you play that is going to impact your points, right? So if you have a sweep in the first round like the Avs did, that's going to take some games off the docket. But yeah, I really like that. For me, I think the number one storyline is, are we going to have any form of goalie controversy in this series? And I think the instability in between the net, in addition to the health of the club, is the biggest question that I have to this point. And that's a testament, because there are not a lot of holes you can poke in this Avs team, but you can very quickly, as happened in the second round, you can very quickly find yourself confused about the goaltending situation. I hope it doesn't get to that. But to think that we couldn't get to that would probably be a little bit naive. So I know it's low-hanging fruit. It's the goaltender conversation, but it's real.
Important. It's important. The thing about that is this time, and I don't think Bednar is going to fall into his own trap, is if Wedgwood goes out there and lays an egg and he doesn't do well, don't just pull him. Give him an extra opportunity. Show that you still have faith that he can turn things around, that everybody around him can help him out as well. Because it's not just on Wedgwood. All right, it's the people in front of Wedgie as well. All right, on the blue line. Kale, what does he look like? Hopefully he is healthy enough. So it's Taser. It's these guys that are going to have to do a little bit more, knowing that they're going to have to help Wedgwood out.
All right, we'll put a pin in that conversation, circle back to it here shortly. I am starting to re-examine the dynamics surrounding one of the biggest games of the year for the Denver Broncos, and we'll talk about why next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And when you're dealing with joint pain and it's holding you back, hear me out. You need to go see my friends at Regen RX in Denver because, guys, they are on another level. They don't just do guesswork. They build a real plan for you. Maybe you need some Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy that they have that can get the blood flow back going again. And they even sit you down and give you a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And the best part about going to Regen RX in Denver is their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, see if their stem cell therapy is the right move for you. Guys, we all know it's about the quality of life, staying explosive, staying active, and staying present for your family. So give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. A lot of new firms aren't even from Colorado, but we are. For 47 years, we've known Colorado law, we've fought for our neighbors, and we won for our community. If you've been injured, call 303-GOOD-LAW.
So what makes Champ Honda different? It's simple. One price, one person, 1 hour, meaning clear, upfront, and fair pricing. There are no games, no guesswork, and you work with a single client advisor from start to finish. No runaround, there's no back and forth, and 1 hour so you can spend less time at the dealership and more time doing what you love. Plus, at Champ Honda, they never charge dealer handling fees. None. It's a better way to buy a car, and once you experience it, you'll wonder why every dealership doesn't do it this way.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for 2 great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Hey guys, it's that time of year. Time to get your lawn in great shape for the season. And when it comes to healthier, greener grass, I know of no 2 better products than Rich Lawn Turf Food and Revive Ready Spray. Richlawn Turf Food is premium organic-based fertilizer that builds stronger soil and keeps your lawn lush and green longer. And you'll find Richlawn Turf Food along with Easy Green Grass Seed, Iron Rich for yellow lawns, and Go Rich organic-based garden fertilizer at the Home Depot or your local garden center. Then give your lawn a boost with Revive, the fast-acting organic-based lawn treatment that helps create thicker, greener grass with deeper watering and deeper roots. Say goodbye to the backyard blues, guys. With Richlawn and Revive, your yard will be ready in no time. Find it at Home Depot or your local gardening center.
Growing a business is hard enough. Figuring out where to advertise shouldn't be a thing that holds you back. Your customers are listening to this station. Heck, you are. They're streaming Denver's biggest games on their TVs. They're tuned into the podcasts everyone's talking about. We help you show up in all three with one plan, one team, and results you can actually see. We've helped businesses like yours grow for years. Let us show you how. Visit DenverSports.com and click Advertise with Us.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you. That first hour was a bit of a blur. Really fun in a morbid kind of way.
Got my heart pumping a little bit. Racing.
With the Nuggets conversation. I mean, it's
heavy, man.
It is, man, and I'm discouraged and I'm dispirited. If you understand the inner workings of how, like, the rules that you can play by, to say it simply, like the rules that you can play by, man, it's bleak. It's just bleak. And, of course, you watched that game last night, one of the great NBA games in recent memory, an instant classic that the whole sports world was talking about. And it's sobering. It's sobering. You know, I've shared this before, but years ago, I had an uncle, my Uncle Carl, who lived in Sacramento. And is now he now lives back in Buffalo next to my mom. But for 25 years, he lived in Sacramento.
Shout out Uncle Carl.
And it was one of the first times, it was the first time that we ever took a semblance of a vacation, right? Every year we had a big break. We would just drive down I-90 from the Albany area to the Buffalo area. And that was vacation. It wasn't a bad thing. It was amazing. We didn't know any better, right?
Just
as
getting
kids.
out a little bit.
Yeah. And our family was there, and it was bliss, you know, not knowing of what you don't know, that, you know, maybe a classmate's on a beach somewhere or something like that. So we didn't go on vacation. But the one time that we did, it was later, and I was in high school. I was a sophomore. And my mom saved up the money, and we flew to Sacramento to visit. And then we drove down to San Francisco for a day, and we did a whole day in San Francisco. And one of the things that we did was we went on a tour of Alcatraz.
That's where your ass should be.
the
Somebody get my man in there.
The maximum security prison at the time that was out on the water.
Yeah.
It was the worst of the worst. And they said during the tour, which I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I'm going to definitely do it again because it blew my mind. What they said was on popular nights to go out, like New Year's Eve specifically, and the wind was blowing out to the water, and that's the direction of the wind on a day like that, and the two things intersected, the prisoners would tell you that they could hear the people on the mainland laughing and cheering glasses and big bursts of laughter.
That's crazy.
It would make it out to Alcatraz in almost like a haunting twisting of the knife. They're like, you're here, you're going to be here forever, and we're going to give you a taste of what the real world sounds like.
Damn.
Right? It's like almost like,
As they eat their shrimp, because you said, was it shrimp or lobster where at that time?
That was lobsters way back in the day. Yes. But there's something to be said for that analogy for this conversation too. But I'm mentioning that anecdote from that Alcatraz tour, that it feels like the Nuggets are close enough to hear it, but they're far enough away that it's not realistic to think that you'll ever be back on the mainland at a party like that. And it's haunting a bit. It's just haunting a bit. And
damn.
I'm just I'm trying to be real about the situation.
Well, yeah, and then you know what, Z, things could change. Maybe, I don't know, but like you're not just pulling this out your butt.
No.
Like you've done your homework. You understand the game. You know what's wrong and why some of these other teams are having success and why the Thunder and the Spurs are having success, and they're so young and they still have so many draft picks. And we're sitting here, have given up all our draft picks, our draft capital, all right, and all the guys that are on the team are aging. They're older. And then you sign Christian Brown when you shouldn't have, but at the time it made sense. So I guess I understand, but now looking back at it, it's like you made a mistake. You're tied to him.
Yes.
And you're hoping that his ass is in the gym right now getting better.
Yep.
Working on his shot.
Yep.
Gaining confidence. But then you have to figure out what you're going to do with Payton Watson and try to stop him from leaving, walking out the door. And then you still have to stroke Jokic's ego in the sense of like, hey, man, things are still going to be okay. We still want you to sign here, and we still have a great vision that we can still win a championship. But how are you going to pitch it to the man and lie to him when he's looking at it and he understands the game too?
That's right. It'll have to be incredibly creative. And Jokic, if Jokic signs that contract, it will be with the understanding in his heart of hearts that this is probably going to be what it is. We're going to win around 50 games while I'm in my prime, and we're going to play in the NBA playoffs in the first or second round. Probably, like, guys, because the Western Conference is changing around the Nuggets rapidly. We saw 1/3 of the league tank their season purposefully in a way that we never saw in wholesale fashion until this year for this draft. And what did Adam Silver do? He says, no, we got to change the rules. So the Nuggets' path, even to get to the 54 wins that they got, it's not going to be the same because 1/3 of the league is going to be trying to win again. And so with all this stuff, it's just, it's a lot. It's unfortunate. It's dispiriting. It's depressing, but it is. Make no mistake, it is what it is right now. It's not misframing it or being dramatic. It's just,
it's in front of us. It's
right there. All right, I'm going to take another deep breath.
Take another one for me too, man. Damn.
I'm starting to re-examine the dynamics surrounding one of the biggest games of the year for the Denver Broncos, and that's Week 1. And you kind of twisted my arm on this. And I
brought out that belt. That's what I did.
Like when we did the schedule release thing last week, I'm just like, the reports coming out of KC are Mahomes is ahead of schedule. Then the league puts Mahomes on prime, or the Chiefs on prime time to start the season. I'm like, I just don't think that they would do that.
At Arrowhead, by the way.
Right. And I just don't think that they would do that if they thought it was going to be Justin Fields against Bo Nix. That just does not have the same sizzle as Patrick Mahomes. And so I said, but then you're like, wait, hold on a second. Like, let's go back and look at the date. This would be 9 months out from an ACL. And then it's like, okay. And I'm like hemming and hawing. And then I hear from David Chow, and I'll shout out our morning show, John Simmer, cutting this up and throwing it out to the group. David Chow served as the head physician of the Chargers for nearly 2 decades. He performed over 200 surgeries on NFL players over a 10-year period, Drew Brees being one of them, a trusted surgeon of Drew Brees. This is David Chow, and I'm not saying, because David Chow is not Patrick Mahomes' doctor, but he is a doctor who has done hundreds of surgeries.
He does a lot of work. He understands the body, the ligaments, and guess what, guys? We can have all these big muscles. Some people are skinny, but we all have the same type of ligaments.
Well, this was David Chow talking about Patrick Mahomes.
There is no way that Patrick Mahomes will be 100% for week 1 of this season. Physiology, biology doesn't work that way. It is still an ACL reconstruction, which is a graft. Phillip Rivers, who I did surgery on, returned to minicamp in 100 days, had his record QB rating that season, yet he wasn't 100% at the start of the season, and he's nowhere as mobile as Patrick Mahomes is.
So, okay, now it creates this discussion. Well, will he be ready to play and not be 100%, or will he just not be ready to play? This was more from David Chow.
There's no question Patrick Mahomes will be ready to throw and play quarterback from the pocket week 1. No question. That doesn't mean he can be Patrick Mahomes and what makes him great in terms of extending plays. Throwing from the pocket is different, but can he really protect himself?
So I've really started to rethink this here, and I think I am on your side of the aisle on this one. The more I think about it and hear from people like David Chow and just understanding like the typical timeline,
because you had a surgery, right?
Of an ACL. I haven't had an ACL.
But you had a meniscus.
I've had like the big boy when it splits in half, not like the cleanup job.
Yeah, and so you had to sit for that. Well, now you have the ACL.
Yeah.
And who else? We don't know what else was damaged in there too, by the way. Just like with Bo Nix, right? You get in there, you see the ACL on an X-ray or an MRI scan, and then the doctor goes in there and says, hey, look, we still had to clean up some of your meniscus too, so just a heads up so you're feeling better about yourself, that it's going to take a little bit longer because we cleaned up around the ACL and the meniscus as well. That happened to me, Z. I blew my whole knee out, and it was a struggle. And I know that we're different, and I didn't have the money at the time, and I was coming into high school, and Patrick Mahomes has the best doctors working on him. My guessing is he flew to a different country, and he's getting the stem cell work. But you know what? At RegenRx, he can go get that stem cell therapy as well now, Z.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
So
growing in the game. Just squeezing that.
There was shoehorn that one in. But at the end of the day, it takes time for the ligament to attach, to grow. Look at me, I'm acting like I'm a doctor now. I just been through it.
But it was an LCL as well.
Okay, so right there.
It was the ACL plus the LCL.
So he's going to be out for some time. And although mentally, at the beginning of all this, he's going to feel good, the moment he gets out there and Nick Bonito comes off that edge and Jonathan Cooper comes off the edge and Hufanga goes on a blitz, can he really get off? And if he gets off and his ACL isn't truly strong enough to hold it, snap. And so now their quarterback, their franchise quarterback, is sitting there having to redo an injury, and they're paying this man $500 million. All right, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I am holding that man out for 4 or 5 weeks until I truly feel like he is ready to go, because he's that valuable. Quarterbacks are that valuable. Patrick Mahomes, when he's playing at his best, all right, is the best quarterback in the game. But when he's hurt, he is not. Nobody is better when they're hurt.
Well, even if we see Mahomes, because the folks in Kansas City believe that he's going to be ready for week 1.
Let them believe that.
Well, even if we see him, he's not going to be the same version of himself. And as the doctor just mentioned in that most recent clip, like, and we know this to be true, we don't need David Chow to tell us, but like Mahomes is a mobile quarterback. We don't think of him in like the sense of Lamar or Josh, but make no mistake, like, that man runs to create new throwing angles for himself, and twice a game he will just take off for a back-breaking first down on 3rd and 12. And so, like, you're missing that component. And so the more I thought about this game, when we went through the schedule, I had that as a loss for the Denver Broncos. I'm flipping it, man. I'm flipping it. That is now a win. And I'll go so far to say, and someone could say I'm being dramatic, but if you have Super Bowl aspirations, and the baseline is the postseason, and you want to be the number 1 seed, you want those games to come through Denver like they did a year ago, or in the way that Sean Payton says we got to have these games in Denver. If Mahomes, like with this dynamic, that week 1 is now a must win.
Oh, they need to win it.
That's a must win through the lens of all that stuff, all the aspirations, considering that 6-game gauntlet. And arguably, do you think Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the world?
I do, see. I do, man. He's up there. I know there's some – Josh Allen's another one, and he's healthy.
But he's the most accomplished. He's done the most. And so if you're telling me you play the Chiefs in Arrowhead and he's either not going to play or he's at, 70% and a part of his cape, if you will, is sliced in half with the mobility component, for me, that's a must-win now.
Now, Z, with that being said, now it has put so much more pressure on Davis Webb. The defense is going to go out there and play against Justin Fields, We've already played against Justin Fields multiple times and was able to bottle him up because Justin Fields is not a great passer, right? He can, but he wants to move around. So they're going to bottle him up. But now the offense has to do their part. Bo Nix, if healthy, has to do his part, and Davis Webb has had to come up with a great game plan to open up this offense so that you can get the run lanes and the pass lanes and everything gels together, because it's a lot of pressure on Davis Webb. Because if he goes into Arrowhead, Davis Webb that is, and does not put up points,
oh man,
we're going to have to come in here and do our job and be critical. And Sean's going to do the exact same thing. These are must-win games when you don't have starting quarterbacks playing their role. When they're sitting there on the bench and you have backups in, you got to beat the backups.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. We've seen the Broncos get stressed even when Mahomes hasn't played.
Last year.
Now, this is a different version of the Chiefs and just where they're at, from their entire football operation. They're down a little bit. They're not that same juggernaut that they used to be. And on the RamosLaw.com text line, Mr. Bacon of Westy says, come on, guys. Why do you think the Chiefs got Kenneth Walker? You're underrating the Chiefs in week 1. Broncos better play heavy to the line of scrimmage. Look, I think that is probably part of the calculus
100%.
of, that was addressing the running back spot with a really heavy hand. His market value after being Super Bowl MVP was never going to be higher, and they were willing to pay that price. I think that may be a crutch early in the season. Like Kenneth Walker is getting 23 to 26 carries in a way that's unusual for today's NFL.
Well, you got Justin Fields. Justin Fields' superpower is running as well.
Sure.
So you're going to have that action, right, where it's pass run action or two run actions where he can hand the ball off like college or keep it and run for a first down. You're right. Bacon, what's his name? Something Bacon?
Mr. Bacon.
Mr. Bacon, you are right. Like if you're the Chiefs, you're saying we're going into the season with the thought process of we're running the hell out of this football. We're getting our offensive line going. We're going to get our running backs going. We're going to get Justin Fields going. And then when Mahomes comes back, if Rice is still staying out of trouble, because you heard that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. Then they can start opening up with the pass game, but they have to try to find a way to run the football, which the Denver Broncos do too. Control the game by running the football. Control that clock and help Bo Nix out, especially on the road game 1.
Well, you just mentioned it, but before we get into the Rasheed Rice stuff, I'm just going to play one more clip from Dr. David Chow talking about Mahomes' Week 1 availability.
Anyone who tells you they know whether Mahomes is playing week 1 or not doesn't know what they're talking about. I have my feelings of how the Chiefs might handle it, but let me tell you this. There is no way the Kansas City Chiefs know whether Patrick Mahomes is starting week 1 or not. Patrick Mahomes knows he wants to. The Chiefs have not made that decision yet. I worked in an NFL building. It's May. You don't make decisions for September. There's still a long way to go. If it were the Super Bowl in September, maybe for sure he plays because he's not 100%. But with him not being 100% for week 1, the Chiefs will have a decision to make. Is he good enough to be everything we want him to be? And are we risking anything by playing him where he might hurt something else because he's less mobile or less escapable? It's not just about the knee.
All right, it's fascinating stuff. It's fascinating stuff. The face of the NFL, and there's a handful of them, and Mahomes is at the top of the totem. He may not be ready to go at the start of the year.
Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen. All right, Hufanga. Come on, Z. The linebackers going out with Alex Singleton. Patrick Mahomes doesn't want any issues right now. He does not want to be in there. And the Chiefs, they're going to be smart about this and play the long game. And Justin Fields, I believe, will be the starting quarterback come game 1.
Man, you want to know what? When I woke up yesterday, I did not think that was going to be the case. Today, I agree with you.
That's why I'm here, man.
I agree.
Try to flip you a little bit, change your mind.
Here you are. You did it. Speaking of flipping under questioning, Rasheed Rice.
Yeah.
Kansas City wide receiver.
Convict, huh?
He's been sentenced. Man, this guy, he's been sentenced to serve 30 days in jail. All right. He could not stay off the marijuana. All right.
Maui, right?
I don't know what he's smoking. Purple Kush, Maui. I'm not sure. All right. But he is in violation of the terms of his probation. All right. For his role in that crash that could have killed multiple people. Fortunately, people were just injured. And that was about 2 years ago now. And today, the Texas State Attorney's Office said that Rice was ordered to go to jail immediately as a part of his original 30-day sentence for the third-degree felony of racing and causing bodily injury. There's a chance here because of this latest chapter that, I mean, could the NFL suspend this guy?
Yeah, most definitely. The NFL, the Chiefs could say, you know what, because you can get out of it now. Right, I have to look into it, but you can get out of a contract.
Conduct detrimental.
Exactly. And so now it's like, hey, we don't have to pay him. He's been a pain in our you-know-what, and let's just move on. Especially if Patrick Mahomes is not going to play right away, and you know that you've been struggling. It's like, man, like, why are we going to keep a guy that can't stay clean, a guy that can't stay level-headed when we know we need him and Patrick Mahomes needs him? So it could be a way out for the Chiefs to say, we're just done with him. For Rice, it's like, dude, like – when are you going to understand and get that you're messing with your life now?
Yeah.
You're messing with your life. It's not even about the NFL and making the money. Like, dude, you're going down a road where you're going to be in jail, and you honestly should be in jail because you almost could have killed somebody.
Correct.
Somebody's in prison right now. The receiver from the Raiders.
Yes, Ruggs.
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 He's in prison because of killing somebody because he was going over 140 miles an hour, Z? And yet you go out there and you do it? I don't get it, man. I don't get some of these guys.
No, it's sad. It's sad because the world is your oyster and you're pissing in it. And here was the dynamics for Rasheed Rice. He had received a deferred adjudication after pleading guilty in July, so his case would have been dismissed had he just completed probation. And now you have to go sit in jail. And what I hope for him as a human being, not as a member of the Chiefs, but you look around you to the left and right while you're in jail, and you realize you're not about this life. So, like,
come on.
Yeah, and so we could see a scenario for the Denver Broncos where there's no Rasheed Rice and there's no Pat Mahomes in week 1, and things could become one-dimensional in a hurry if that is the case. I thought of you yesterday real quick while we're talking.
Nice. That was nice of you, Z.
Broncos. Yeah, I was well, I did think of you. I did think of you. I was taking a dump, and and no, someone out there agrees with you because yesterday we were talking about the Super Bowl odds, and you're like, you know, because the Broncos are 20-1. They're 13th in the NFL by the odds. All right, so 12 teams in front of them, and you're like, the Broncos should be the favorite, you know. And we talked about that yesterday. I'm not going to redo the segment, but I open up the power rankings from Ralph Vacchiano of Fox Sports, all right? He's been around for a while, and he did his power ranking, and he's counting down from 32-1, and by God, he had the Denver Broncos number 1 in his power rankings post-schedule release.
There we go.
And
smart man.
So you have some company, and there's going to be some folks who are still expecting the Denver Broncos, like the expectation is go win the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl or bust, Z. Super Bowl or bust, and that's how I feel about it. But also, I'm putting pressure on Sean Payton. I'm putting pressure on Bo Nix. I'm putting pressure on the Denver Broncos. Like, you guys feel like you have it all. You do. You have the right formula. You have the right coaches. Now go out there and do it. There are no excuses. No excuses. And then I always bring up, if you don't get close this year, then win. Because at some point, you're going to have to turn around and give Bo Nix a lucrative deal that's going to have to force some guys out the door. So what are you going to do about it? Super Bowl or bust?
And here's the other thing, and we did this segment last week. And I did a social media video for it. And go watch it on TikTok, Instagram. If you look back at NFL history, Phil, and this is nuts. I found this fascinating. 88% of coaches who win a Super Bowl with a franchise, their first Super Bowl, they do it inside of the first 5 years. 88%.
Damn.
So of the 37 coaches who have ever won a Super Bowl in NFL history, 88%. So, like, yeah, you can find an example like Andy Reid, who didn't win the Super Bowl in KC until year 7. The overwhelming majority, it's just nonstop through the history of the league, from Bill Parcells to Bill Belichick to Sean Payton, who did it in year 4 in New Orleans. It's over and over and over. And that 5-year timeline conveniently lines up with Bo Nix's rookie contract. So I'm not telling you this is gospel, but judging by NFL history, if the Denver Broncos are going to win a Super Bowl with Sean Payton, history says it will most likely happen this year or the coming year, or it won't happen at all.
Year 4. That's interesting that you brought up year 4 as Sean won a Super Bowl. It's year 4 this year for Sean Payton.
It is.
What does he do?
It is. All right. Shifting gears here. Man, Shedeur Sanders is in a battle in Cleveland. It's legendary, Phil. Legendary. and we'll get to what we're hearing out of Cleveland coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall tire dressing. Plus, get 4 times O Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
At AutoNation, there's no pressure, no surprises, just the keys. Now through Memorial Day, get 0% financing on your favorite new vehicles. You'll save thousands of dollars in interest alone. Drive the car you want today with 0% financing. Don't wait. Memorial Day savings end May 25th. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation dealership. Less stress, more go. Visit AutoNation.com for eligible vehicles. 0 APR for a limited term with approved credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Muller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
O'Reilly.
Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Wheat Ridge on Kipling Street behind Natural Grocers now through May 26th for the grand opening sale. Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of 5 quarts of Mobil 1 Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil for $35.95. Plus, buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
They'll tell you marketing is complicated, that you need a dozen platforms, 100 dashboards, and a prayer. Forget that. Your customers are right here, listening to this station. Heck, you are right now. Tonight, they're streaming Denver's biggest games. Tomorrow, they're locked into the most talked about podcasts on the planet. We put you in all of it. Radio, streaming, TV, audio, one team, clear data, real results. We've been growing businesses like yours for years. Visit DenverSports.com and click the Advertise with Us button. That's DenverSports.com. Let's get to work.
For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors of Denver has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Right now, buy 3, get 1 free through May. Mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. 1. All right, it's the 3 count, brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. All right, Shedeur Sanders.
Do the Shedeur.
Oh, man.
What's wrong with Shedeur right now? What's going on with him, man? He just graduated, or at least he was at the graduation.
Yeah, he was. He was. And good for him in that regard, seriously. But he is apparently competing to be the Browns' starting quarterback. Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders split first-team reps in team drills at their first day of voluntary minicamp. Big deal or little deal for Shedeur?
That's it. I guess you could say it's a big deal. For Shedeur, he has to understand you have not arrived yet. You didn't win a bunch of games. You were at the Cleveland Browns, right? And the last coaching staff didn't want you. So now you got to go out there and prove yourself. It can't just be handed to you. The keys are not going to just be handed to you, all right? And for Deshaun Watson, people forget back in the day when Deshaun was really good, I thought he was going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. He was with the Houston Texans. They were loaded, and then he went off to do his stuff. The reason why I signed with the Houston Texans is because I thought Deshaun Watson was going to be there. And once I got there, that's when everything blew up in his face, and he was having too much fun at the massage parlors. So, that hurt me, going to a place where we just got our asses handed to us and we didn't have a quarterback. So this is good. It's competition, right? It's putting pressure on you. Pressure's either going to create that diamond or bust a pipe. So for Shedeur Sanders, what do you do about it? All right, you want to be the starting quarterback in this league? Beat out Deshaun Watson.
Man, this would be so you have a 5th-round pick who, by NFL standards, is not making a lot of money. And you have Deshaun Watson, who, at the time, it was record-setting. I mean, every penny of it guaranteed. I mean, the way this is aged for Cleveland is just wow.
It's the Browns.
Do you believe that this competition will be authentic, or do you think that this will be skewed in favor of the guy that they had hoped it would be for years now in Deshaun Watson?
I think it's going to be authentic. I think with the coach that's in the building right now, with the organization, they want to find a guy that they can win with. And if Shedeur Sanders, who's a 5th-round draft pick and he's cheap but he's young, can win, and they're going to also bring in jersey sales and stuff like that, they're going to stick with him. But Shedeur needs to go out there and prove that he is the number 1 quarterback over there with the Cleveland Browns. So I think it's going to organically play out. You think it's going to be skewed towards Watson?
Well, I think if it's close, it's going to go to Watson.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a lot easier for them as a coaching staff and a franchise, because I'd be willing to bet if you polled the fans, I bet 8 out of every 10 fans want to see Shedeur.
Sure.
I would think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I think it would be a lot easier to say we're going to go with Deshaun Watson. And if things don't go well, we can always play the young guy, as opposed to saying, hey, the guy with $250 million guaranteed, we're going to go with the 5th rounder and then sequence back the other way if it doesn't go well. I just think traditionally it works better going with the veteran first and then going to the young guy need be. So yeah, but I'd be surprised if it's Shedeur week 1.
I
do think
going to beat him out, huh?
I do, and like I said, if it's even close, I think it'll go to Deshaun. But I do think we'll see Shedeur this year. I do.
I'll tell you what, Deshaun, he should beat him out. Like you said, he was one of the highest-paid quarterbacks at one point. He was winning a bunch of games with Houston, so he should be able to beat out Shedeur Sanders. And he was a first-round draft pick. Back in the day, Deshaun Watson,
he was a franchise quarterback.
Yes.
This guy was considered a top 5 quarterback.
Man.
I mean, this really is a story of a like a fallen star, like rapidly fell. And so we'll see how, if he can revive his career, or, I mean, maybe Shedeur wins the job outright in front of everyone in the preseason. So we'll see, but that'll be one of the more interesting storylines to follow this summer. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, the Canadians take down the Sabres 3-2 in overtime to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Hurricanes. The Canes will have had 12 days off once the series starts on Thursday. Since 2000, teams coming off a Game 7 victory are 7-1 in a series against the team coming off a sweep. That is insane. I want to say that one more time.
Yeah, please do.
Since the year 2000, so we got a sample size of 26 years, teams that are coming off of a Game 7 victory, the way that Montreal is, they're 7-1 in a series against a team coming off a sweep. You would think it would be the opposite. The rested team is going to win, but it hasn't worked like that.
The momentum, and just knowing that you're in this fight and that your Dukes are always up, where someone like Carolina in this case, 12 days off, who knows what those guys were doing? They were getting some time off. They were with their families. Somebody probably went to the beach. Who knows? Somebody may have went to Cancun because you got the money to do that and fly back. And now you have to try to redirect all your focus back into playing hockey to try to win again. And so this is going to be a tough matchup. Although I was sad for the Sabres, man. I really thought that the Sabres were going to win it against the Canadians.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted them to, just for the story, man. I know that you're a Buffalo guy. You like the Sabres. You used to follow them back in the day. I just think it was a great story for the Sabres, knowing that they were 0 and they were coming back to be the heroes.
Yeah, and I was hoping for that community as well. But the Montreal story is fantastic as well. No Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup since 1993, the last time Montreal did it. So, I mean, we could see a scenario here. I mean, and I know we're skipping steps here, but I'm doing sports radio. I don't hold this kind of power. If we see Montreal against Colorado, I mean, that's the Battle of Quebec. Back when they were the Quebec Nordiques going against Montreal, I mean, that was an entire, living organism unto itself when just those two teams went head-to-head. So, yeah, I mean, you got to go in the Wayback Machine, but the history is there. So there's a great storyline there, too. And here's what I'll say about Buffalo. Buffalo, you talk about one of the biggest surprises in sports. They were one of the worst team in the NHL a year ago, and with the same collection of players. They didn't change any players. The same collection of players went on to be the 2 seed? Like, that's insane. With a coach that coached them to the Stanley Cup Finals back in '99, he was back coaching the team again, and great story. But they weren't ready for that big moment, and so it's going to be Montreal Hurricanes. We'll see if that history holds up. And in terms of the teams coming off of a Game 7 victory against a team coming off a sweep, the team that's coming off the Game 7 victory is actually 7-1. Crazy since the year 2000. Next in a 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
We have another Game 1 tonight. The Knicks will host the Cavs. What big shoes they have to fill after what we saw last night. The Knicks are 7.5-point favorites in the game. Who do you like here tonight, and who do you like in the series?
You know, I'm going to go with the Knicks tonight. I like the Knicks. I like how they play. I'm a Brunson fan. Obviously, underdog, small, but he does his thing. Cat's over there doing his thing as well. And it's New York. It's a big-time market. So I'm going to go with the Knicks for the first game and for the series.
Well, man, you talk about good for the sport. I was just talking about Montreal. Man, if the New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals, the biggest market that we have here in the United States, they have not sniffed the NBA Finals. I shouldn't say sniffed it. They were competing to get there a year ago. But they fired their coach.
Yep.
And that was controversial. And I remember James Dolan went on the air, WFAN in New York City, and said, the expectation is to go play in the NBA championship. And they're 4 victories away. I think they're going to do it. I really do. And the last time they were there was 1999 against San Antonio.
Damn.
And that was the lockout season. So it was shortened. I think there was 50 games in the season. And that was when it was a young Tim Duncan. And David Robinson was still around. And Sean Elliott going head-to-head with the New York Knickerbockers, man. And for being the biggest market in, you could argue, the world, they haven't had success on the hardwood. A chance to remedy that. I think the Knicks win. I have been so unimpressed with the Cavaliers. Despite them being in the Final Four here, I like the Knicks in 5.
Ooh, Knicks in 5. They handle business early, huh?
Yeah, I think the Knicks take care of business. All right, shifting gears. If you want to react to any of that, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We can also see your feedback on the YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. Okay, we may have to have a more serious conversation when it comes to trading a member of the Rockies at the trade deadline that is doing things you probably don't realize. And we'll explain coming up next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, a bit of concern on the injury front when it comes to Colorado Avalanche defenseman Kale Makar. We saw him clutching at his shoulder multiple times in the most recent series, even left the game at one point. We don't have a lot of information, but where does your head go when you see something like that?
Man, I'll tell you, I saw that. I was at the game and didn't look like much of a hit, and he left. And I actually went and looked it up afterwards. I was like, no, it's not like these guys to leave the game that easy. And this all stems back to, I guess, that late March hit where he got run into the boards by that huge guy from Calgary. I actually went and looked at that night because I was like, what could this be? And this is clearly an AC joint separation.
And for an AC joint, again, where does your head go? Is this a pain tolerance thing? Is this a he might not be able to play type thing?
Yeah, here's what happens. So the AC joint first, remember our collarbone or our clavicle goes down, attaches to the shoulder, has 2 major ligament systems out there that attach it down. And when you press that shoulder and when you're running the boards like he did, it stretches down that shoulder and it floats up the clavicle. He literally has a floating clavicle in his chest. Here's what that means for him. They can tape that up. They can try to offer support. But slap shots and things he does that require that incredible leverage through the shoulder just aren't going to be there. And we saw him get no shots after this. They're probably going to nurse him through. He's tough. He'll play. This is most likely for him an off-season surgery. But how effective he's going to be is yet to be seen. My guess, not nearly the Kale Makar we know.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of May. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called Aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an Aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567, 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. They also offer finance plans that come with no payments for 2 years. 5280 Exteriors is a locally owned company that has been in business for 20 years and knows the Colorado climate. They are a 2024 and 2025 James Hardy President's Club winner. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, shifting gears here. We'll get back into Avs Knights here in just a couple minutes.
Let me see that ass.
Man, woo! Can't wait for tomorrow night. All right, and everything that comes. I'm a big Game 1 guy.
Why? Why is that?
Because it just the first of its kind, the energy that is in the building, and there's awesome energy in for all the games. When it's 2-2 in a Game 5,
Yes.
when it's 3-3 in a Game 7, that takes on a different life of its own. But just Game 1's just getting introduced to the series and the nerves that come with just a Game 1. And I've done a lot of them here in Denver over the years, and cannot wait for tomorrow night. Again, we'll get back to that conversation because you're going to love our guest from Vegas here at the top of the hour. All right, so we'll put a pin in that. But yesterday we brought up we brought up Antonio Senzatella.
Yeah.
And switching from a starting rotational pitcher to coming out of the bullpen has really revived his career in a way that could now fetch real assets at the trade deadline, which isn't till later in the season. Dante, when's the deadline? I think it's August. Is it?
It's usually like late July, early August.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's August 3rd this year.
I think it is too.
So it's not for a while, but the conversations are already starting to develop, and we had that conversation yesterday because Bob Nightingale, longtime MLB reporter for USA Today, puts out there that rival executives are looking at Antonio Senzatella saying we can go get that guy and he can help us. And we're all in agreement that if you have that opportunity, you should. Because Senza's not going to be on the next, great Rocky team.
No.
If that ever comes.
He's only getting older.
That's right. It's a different conversation when it comes to 28-year-old Mickey Moniac.
Moniac, man. Moniac.
Moniac.
They're making money for himself.
And I'm not sure that Denver sports fans realize the kind of season that Mickey Moniac is having. He's 13th in the National League in batting average. He's hitting nearly 300, 296 on the season. Believe it or not, Mickey Moniac is number 1 in the National League in slugging, and he's number 1 in OPS. All right, and just for the sake of being inclusive, I know a lot of people get that, but just for the sake of being inclusive, slugging percentage is total bases divided by at bats. So it's like it's weighing doubles and triples right into that equation in a way that batting average doesn't. All right.
I love when you break things down, straight detail.
Being number 1 in OPS. OPS stands for on base percentage plus slugging. So it's a key stat that measures a hitter's ability to reach base and hit for power. So it's combining those things. He's number 1 in the NL in both. In both. All right. He is under team control for one more season. All right. And it's one of these things where he's kind of a guy that's on the line.
28 years old.
So he's not 23 or 24.
Nope.
25, but he's also not 30, 31, 32. He's 28. And he just turned 28 last week, by the way. So this is a different kind of conversation. When it comes to trading a guy like this whose value is up right now and you could sell high, would you entertain? I'm curious behind the glass too, Dante, and we'll start with you, Phil. Would you consider moving a guy who maybe could be a part of the next winning team, but his stock might never be higher than it is this season?
You know what, Z? You're going to get some great assets if you do decide to trade Moniac, a.k.a. Moniac. But with that being said, if it was up to me, you still need to have some vets in the building. Not old. We're not talking about 32, 33, but the 28, 29-year-old vets that have been around that can help you out. And so for Moniac, I'm not getting rid of him. He's going to be a part of the future for me moving forward for at least 3-4 more years. He's on a deal right now where is it $4 million he's getting? He's making $4 million.
Correct.
He has one more year on his deal, so you get to see what he can do and if he can stay consistent. But also, it's about his presence. When you hear the manager Schaefer talk about him and his teammates talk about him, he's bringing the energy. He's teaching these young guys how to be a pro's pro. He's always around the locker room making sure everybody's okay. But then his actions are speaking and not just his words. He's out there doing what he needs to do to try to help the Rockies win games. By the way, the Rockies won their game last night, so they won 19.
They did.
So, I said 19 wins yesterday.
Yeah,
I
you
was
gave
wrong.
him an extra win.
But I was sorry, guys. I know the future a lot of times, so I was just in the future at that time.
Well,
so
pass that along next time so I can hit the money line. Goodness gracious.
But for Moniac, I would definitely keep him. Pay him, and I know he's going to want a lot of money because it's going to probably be his big chunk, but he's also really good for the locker room. He's doing some great things, and you build with him. You still need some vets around. It can't just be a bunch of young guys and think you're going to win this way. You're not in the NBA. You're not the Spurs. So have Moniac there and build with him.
I see it a little bit differently. I think if the right package, and it's got to be the right package. So when the Rockies traded Ryan McMahon last year, he was 30 years old, and they got back the New York Yankees' 21st ranked prospect and the Yankees' 8th ranked prospect in return. If you can get a deal for a team that's like I would love top 10 prospects, but you're probably not going to get that for Mickey Moniac. But so if it was like two top 15 prospects from another organization, I probably would do it. I probably would just look towards the future. I don't think there's a wrong answer on this one. DG, you want to weigh in real quick on this one?
Yeah, I think it's actually the opposite of talking about trading him. I think we should be talking about extensions with Mickey Moniac. I think that he is a former number 1 overall pick. There's loads of talent in there. Everyone talks about the tools that you have to get drafted in the first round of the MLB draft. He has all of those tools: hit for average, hit for power. He's got speed. He's athletic, good arm, all the above. And I think that he's kind of found a home here in Denver, Colorado, where he struggled in Philadelphia. He struggled in Los Angeles with the Angels. And I think he wants to be a member of the Rockies. And I think the Rockies should be looking to sign a guy like that to a longer-term deal.
All right, very interesting. If you guys want to react, you can hit us up. RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. All right, what are they saying about these Avs out in the desert of Las Vegas? We'll check in across enemy lines next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha. Big social brouhaha. This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden. There was quite a brouhaha. Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Let me tell you a story about a couple who felt like they were drowning. Credit cards, rising prices, and no room to breathe. They thought they'd be judged. Instead, American Financing showed them a way forward because they're family-owned, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. They're salary-based. Mortgage consultants helped this couple look at their whole financial picture. With a refinance, you may delay 2 mortgage payments. You may also close in as fast as 10 days. Their average customer is saving $800 a month. That kind of relief changes everything. Suddenly, they weren't financing their past. They were funding their future. One manageable payment, more cash flow, less stress, and no upfront fees. No obligation. Your story can change too. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334 and MLSconsumeraccess.org.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of May. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. actions. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here. First half of the show flew by, and we have a treat for you guys. Ken Balke of Sin Bin Vegas is down the line with us. Ken, welcome to the Mile High. Thanks for taking a couple minutes for us. I know you are in the trenches with this team in a way that most of our listeners are not. Most of our listeners may have seen a game or two in the regular season. So just bring us behind the curtain. If you were to summarize exactly who these Golden Knights are this season to our audience who's going to get a bit of an education, how would you summarize it?
They've been an up and down team. They're a lot better than what their record indicates when they play at their best. They've played at their best quite a bit more recently, especially in the postseason. Opponents may have played a factor into that. They are deep in regards to they have usable players up and down the lineup. They are not necessarily deep in offensive firepower down the lineup. They have guys you've heard of, but not necessarily guys that are going to fill it up with 20 goals. And then they have some really high-end talent at the top. Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, Shea Theodore, Rasmus Anderson. They have some really high-end players that can take over games and can be very dangerous if you don't have your skating boots on against them.
Ken, you were talking about some of those players, some of those elite players, but Mitch Marner, all right, he has been on fire. 18 points, 7 goals, 11 assists. But my question to you is, what's the difference between Mitch Marner in Vegas from Mitch Marner from the Toronto days?
Well, in a weird way, we're still trying to figure out that answer because there's an argument that it was all overblown and that it was just kind of variance that he wasn't scoring goals in Toronto and wasn't finishing at the rate that all of a sudden he has finished here in Vegas. But there's also a pretty fair argument to say, yeah, but they played Anaheim and Utah, who aren't exactly the same as Florida and Boston and Tampa that he had played in his time back in Toronto. He still can control play. He's going to make plays. He usually does not make a ton of plays right around the front of the goal. He did score a couple of those in the series in Anaheim, one on the back door on the power play, and then the breakaway, the unbelievable breakaway goal that I'm sure most people have seen by now. It was insane.
Sick.
Like, it's nuts. But, like, for the most part, I think we're still trying to get that answer, and I think we're going to get a lot of that answer. If he comes out and scores 3-4 goals against Colorado, like, the whole thing in Toronto was a complete and utter joke. If he doesn't, if he gets 0, all of a sudden you're going to say, well, maybe they had a point. Maybe Anaheim just stinks.
Man, so we're chatting with Ken Balke here of Sin Bin Vegas, and from what I can tell, one of the tipping point moments of the Golden Knights season was this stunning decision to so late in the season, I think it was late March, maybe even early April, you can tell me, but they fired Bruce Cassidy. They replaced him with John Tortorella, who longstanding hockey fans know very well. What kind of dynamic has that been there, and what is the new feel with Torts in the building?
Yeah, so it was technically in March, and I know this for sure because when I sent out the message that this had happened, I got a million, but it's not April 1st yet. What are you doing? So I know that it did happen in March. It was 8 games left in the regular season.
Wow.
Their schedule was incredibly soft down the stretch. They played Vancouver twice, Calgary, Seattle twice. There was a trip up to Colorado, but Colorado had already clinched the President's Trophy. Like, it was a very soft schedule, and they took full advantage of that with Tortorella. The biggest change Tortorella's made, and it's kind of a weird one, and I don't even know if it's real life or not, but what this team seemed to need and what they claimed they needed, and this is what they've continued to claim throughout all of this postseason when they've actually done the press conferences, is they have said that they needed their swagger. They needed someone to come in and remind them how darn good they are. And it's weird that it took someone like John Tortorella to come in and do that. They needed someone who had a personality, who had the cachet to come in and say, hey, fellas, you're a lot better than what you've been playing. And I think that's partially what it is. All of the actual on-ice stuff, I think most of that, they're playing the similar way, and it's just the rise in intensity in the postseason is leading to them looking like a little bit more put-together team than maybe they did in the regular season, because now it matters, and now they care a lot more than everybody cared before, which is not anything wrong with the team. Like, that's just real life. Like, we're humans. It happens.
Ken, we all know that there's a bunch of firepower and a bunch of veteran presence with the Vegas Knights and then, of course, the Colorado Avalanche. But it always comes down to who has the better goalie in between the pipes. When it comes to Carter Hart, how are you guys feeling about him?
Yeah, it's been interesting. He's had a lot of good games. He's had some games where he's let in some soft ones. He had one particularly really bad game. And it kind of all adds up to like good to above average to passing grade. Is he dominating in the Golden Knights net? Not really, but he really hasn't had to outside of maybe one game. So for the most part, it's like he's getting the job done. When the team plays well in front of him, he's probably going to get the job done. If the team breaks down, he may stop a few of them. He may keep you in it for a few breakdowns, but if you break down over and over and over again, you're probably not going to survive. And I think that's pretty much where it lands, is saying like, he's the right guy to be behind a team that is going to beat another team. But if they don't, he's not going to erase it and turn it into, wow, he stole the series. I don't think he's going to play a massive factor either way. I think the skaters will play a much bigger impact in this series than the goalie will.
Ken, just a minute or two left here. There was a study done that went into all these NHL markets. And
oh boy.
Do you know what direction I'm going here?
Oh, exactly where you're going. Just don't make it about me, please.
So we're chatting with Ken Balke of Sin Bin Vegas. And so, Ken, you know where I'm going here. There was a study done very recently where it turns out that Vegas is the most hated team among any team in the National Hockey League. Explain to us through your lens how a team like Vegas, which hasn't even been around very long, could be the most hated in the entire league.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the fact that, like, typically the most hated teams, and you can look around on that little map that's going on, and it's terrifying how much gold is on the west side of that map. Again, I want to make it very clear, I am not on the Golden Knights. Please don't hate me for this. I didn't do any of this.
We don't hate you.
It's not my fault.
We do not hate you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. But basically, that's step one, is they've won a lot. And most of the teams on that map are winners for the most part. It's not all of them. There are some rivalries that exist. But for the most part, like Colorado's on there because they've won quite a bit. But the reason why the Golden Knights have become kind of this hated team is they're perpetually stepping across the line in regard to the rules. Mm-hmm. They will take these loopholes and take advantage of them every single time they possibly can. just for that small amount that they can potentially get a little bit bigger. There's a player that has some sort of off-ice issues. They have no hesitation from drafting that player or signing them and starting him in the goal in the postseason. There's a goalie coach that has some history. They don't mind going and grabbing that guy. They have LTIR situations. They take advantage of that rule. They're having the situation with what they're doing with Bruce Cassidy, not allowing him to interview with some of their division rivals. Things that are just legal, but not really what teams in the NHL do. And they do it over and over and over again. And it wears on people. And I completely understand why it wears on people.
Ken, on the way out here, Ken Boelke, Sin Bin Vegas, give us your authentic prediction for this series.
Do I have to?
You have to.
All right, fine. I think Colorado's going to win. I cover the Golden Knights. I've been around the Golden Knights for 9 years. I just think this team's better than the Vegas Golden Knights. I think they've been better all season long. I think they're deeper. I think they're more consistent. I think they just have more weapons. I think they're also angry about the series 5 years ago, which is crazy that it's that long ago. But it's the only other playoff series we've seen between these two teams, which has been the two titans of the Western Conference, along with Dallas and Edmonton. Like, I think that this Colorado team is in a moment and on a run here that's going to be very, very hard to dismantle. And I just don't know that the Golden Knights can do it. And that's before I even talk about Mark Stone not playing. Golden Knights may be without their captain the entire series, and that makes it even harder. I'll go Avs in 6.
And real quick, we should have hit this earlier, Ken. We have 1 minute. Go ahead and refresh us on and thank you for that prediction, refresh us on the situation with Stone.
Yeah, so he got injured early or like midway through the series against Anaheim. It was kind of a non-contact, weird-looking one, which tends to be the case with Mark Stone. There's been no information about it at all in regards to what the actual injury is. John Tortorella is not exactly forthcoming on injuries, so we're not going to get much there. He has not skated with the team at all since that injury, which happened on May 8th. It is now May 19th. He did not skate in practice today. We do not even know if he traveled with the team. The chances he plays early in the series are highly unlikely. The chances that he plays late in the series are as much as optimism as you want to have if you're a Golden Knights fan, because that's really all we have at this point is the hope that he may come back.
Ken, great stuff. We mean it here. We appreciate your time. Enjoy the series, my man.
Thanks for having me. Anytime you want to do it during the series, I'm here.
Awesome, man. There he goes. Ken Boelke, someone who we do not hate, of Sin Bin Vegas. Good stuff there from Ken. Okay, one thing became abundantly clear to me last night watching one of the best NBA games you'll ever see, and we'll get to it next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cecil Lammy here for my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you've got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes it's just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
We've got unbelievable prices on appliances this Memorial Day. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. We're talking stainless dishwashers starting at just $369, chest freezers for $199, or an entire stainless steel kitchen for only $19.99. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. Hurry in. Memorial Day savings are going on now at Mountain High Appliance. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for like so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
One thing became abundantly clear to me last night watching one of the best NBA games that you'll ever see. Boy, the entertainment value, just as a neutral fan, was off the charts last night watching the Spurs and Thunder lock horns in a double overtime dub.
That was fun, man.
Oh, my gosh, for San Antonio. We'll get into it here in just a second, but summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get: 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, a Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card. Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. Last night was a truly stuff of legend, all right? It was an instant classic. That phrase probably gets thrown around too much, but the phrase instant classic is meant for moments like last night. And the introduction to the San Antonio Spurs into the conference finals, one of the most premature teams in NBA history. I'll say the most premature team in NBA history that is defying the typical arc. And it's not just typical, it's like historical fact that you need to accumulate the scars before you break through, the same way that Jordan had to, the same way that LeBron had to, the same way that Shaq and Kobe had to. It's just tried and true. And we're seeing a group of young 20-somethings. Like Dylan Harper is a rookie. He is 20 years old.
And he's usually coming off the bench.
Correct.
Like, what?
And they didn't have De'Aaron Fox last night. So he got the start, and he was, like, legendary for a rookie player to do what he did. And I'll give you his numbers here in just a second. But it is we've never seen anything like this. Stephen Castle's 21 years old. Vassell is 25. Champagny is 24. Wemby, their best player, is 22 years old. And to see someone like Harper, the son of NBA champion Ron Harper, all right, go in there and start as a typical non-starter and have 6 assists and 1 turnover in 47 minutes. He is a 20-year-old. He can't buy a beer. He can't rent a car. He is a rookie. He had 1 turnover in 47 minutes against that swarming defense. Wemby doing what he did, 41 points and 24 rebounds.
But also Will Harper, 24 points.
He was
7 steals, Z.
Bro, he was brilliant. It's one of the best rookie seasons that we've seen in NBA history.
This is, I mean, you're looking at a super young Spurs team that's like, we don't care about history. We don't care that you need to accumulate these battle scars. We're ready to go now. And it's because they have a young leader in Wemby that's confident, that truly believes he's the best in the game, which, Z, he's the best in the game, man.
He is.
Come on.
He is.
And so it's like, let's just follow our leader, do our part, play great defense, and then the rest is going to take care of itself and just control what you can control. And the Spurs find a way to win in double overtime. It was fun to watch. And all I could do is just shake my head. Shake my head not because of what the Spurs did in double overtime, but I'm shaking my head because it's what the Denver Nuggets may not be able to do again. And that's go in there and win a championship. Because right now, you have the Spurs and you have the Thunder that are not going anywhere. They're young, they have more draft picks, and we're sitting here as Denver fans wondering what's next with Jokic, wondering how are we going to get better knowing that we don't have a lot to work with. Z, it's a lot, man, and it's frustrating to watch.
It is a lot. It is a lot. But last night was a coming-of-age moment for someone like Victor Wembanyama, who I agree. He is right now the best player in the world. And listening to a podcast that was quoting a Western Conference executive who said, Shea's a great player. Wemby's a cheat code, and those two are not the same. And, you know, I appreciate a handful of people reaching out to me. We were previewing the series yesterday, and I said this in the hours leading up to Game 1. But tonight, man, guys, history lesson right now. History lesson right now.
I'm ready.
SGA is going to get that MVP in front of that Spurs team. And Victor Wembanyama, this idea that these foreigners, and it used to be that, hey, the foreign players are soft, right? That's not Victor Wembanyama. And that hasn't been the case really with this era of NBA basketball. Victor Wembanyama is a dog. He's vindictive. He's not afraid to tell you that he is the best in the world. He wants to be the best. He's like very open, and it comes off as sometimes braggadocious or cocky. But Victor Wembanyama is going to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get that trophy tonight, and he believes it's his. And in 1995, when Jordan was out of basketball, the Rockets had won the championship the year before, and Hakeem Olajuwon was the Finals MVP.
Yep.
The next season, the Spurs had a great season. Okay, they were the 1 seed, and the MVP was close, but it went to David Robinson. And Hakeem Olajuwon watched Robinson get his trophy, and then they jumped the ball off for the game, and Hakeem went for 42 and 16. If you've seen those videos where David Robinson is jumping around like a piece of popcorn in the microwave and trying to stay down on Hakeem, that's the game. Game 2, Western Conference Finals, 1995. I think you see Victor Wembanyama with rage in his eyes. Watch that man get a trophy he believes is his and go and wreck a basketball game.
You were fired up.
I was fired up.
You almost slipped up, too. I would have had to get that bar of soap.
I did almost slip up. I was super fired up in the moment. I felt so convicted that we were going to see what we ultimately saw last night. The NBA is changing rapidly. And that is a major problem for the Denver Nuggets. And we'll examine the reasons why next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And hopefully, if not soon, at some point in your life, you will. And you know you're going to need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
When you care about something, you give it your all. Servicemen and women fought for our country. They lost their lives in the name of freedom for the Americans. Memorial Day is time to pause and give thanks for their sacrifice. My name is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. What does Memorial Day mean to you? Flags will fly at half-staff, grave sites will be visited. Town parades, moments of silence, and gatherings are some of the ways our community will remember their selfless, courageous men and women. Alpine Bank joins you in honoring those who made this ultimate sacrifice and commitment to America. We honor their families and loved ones. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Memorial Day sale. Now through Memorial Day, the Tree Farm has been family owned and cared for since 1980. Now get 25% off all sizes of flowering shrubs, including lilac, spirea, butterfly bush, and more. For example, 3-year-old bloomerang dark purple lilac, now just $74.96 each. Now through Memorial Day. Come see.
You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Results may vary.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for 2 great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
Once active and adventurous, Stephanie from Parker, Colorado was sidelined by joint pain. She was losing touch with what gave her real joy.
I want to stay active, and if I don't do something now to feel better, that will keep me out hiking and running and doing all those activities, my health's going to suffer from it. I had the treatment at QC Kinetics.
Their all-natural regenerative treatments use the restorative biologics from Stephanie's body. As the healing properties went to work, Stephanie realized something one day.
I was like, wow, I don't feel any pain. I have no problem going up and down stairs. I have no problem going down mountains. Snowboarding felt good again.
If you see Stephanie on a mountain, give her a thumbs up. That is, if you can catch her.
And now I can totally keep up with my friends in their 30s, and I'm 55.
Don't even think about giving up. Lots of life to live here. Call now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
At Smart Local 9 Sheet Metal Workers, they provide highly trained sheet metal professionals ready to get the job done safely, efficiently, and with pride. Their workforce is built through a comprehensive 4-year apprenticeship program where apprentices earn while they learn, receiving industry-leading training in fabrication and installation of HVAC systems, as well as HVAC service, architectural sheet metal, testing, adjusting, and balancing, welding, computer-aided drafting, safety, and emerging technologies. Find out more at smw9.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
So just to continue the conversation that we were just having, talking Nuggets, and man, there's a lot to this conversation. But where you need to start with it is that admit to ourselves what you already know in your heart of hearts?
We'll first start by taking a deep breath because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be probably, it made me mad last time we talked about it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. If you want to have an honest conversation about where Denver is, where Denver's going, and acknowledge the landscape that surrounds the Denver Nuggets, it's a really hard conversation to have. And it just became crystal clear to me. One, like, you don't need more evidence when you don't make it out of the first round, right? When you're trying to force a Game 7 in the first round and you're unable to do it against backups, against literal backups, you know that you're not close. Jokic said into a microphone, we're not close. He's like, we just got bounced in the first round. No, we're not close. But then when you see, you hear, I've heard NFL guys say it. I know you have too. It's like there's preseason speed, there's regular season speed, then there's playoff speed,
yeah.
and then even Super Bowl speed. And you could see the layers last night. That was a new layer in the Western Conference Finals. And yes, we knew going into last night that the Nuggets are far away from that. But when you actually watch the game and the level of competition, and those are your neighbors in the Western Conference Finals, they are so far away, Phil. So far away. And I'm speaking for myself. This is my opinion because someone out there could disagree. But
you can't, how could you disagree, though, if you're watching the games closely? If you're watching the Spurs and the Thunder last night and just the athletic ability running up and down that court. All right, and then you look at where the Nuggets are, and the Nuggets just look old. They look old.
They do look so old.
They move old
Phil,
compared to these other young bucks.
Yes, and that was something else that struck me last night. I'm like, man, the Nuggets are not, well, we know they're not young anymore, but by NBA standards and the guys who are truly competing, the teams who are truly competing, the Nuggets feel ancient. They feel ancient. And you see the size and athleticism and the level of defense that was being played. I mean, it was a struggle for the league's MVP to get shots off. I mean, he was 7 of 23. And Victor Wembanyama, he just changes the entire geometry of a basketball court in a way that we've never seen before. And so that crystallized for me last night in a way that I probably didn't need but got served anyway. The Nuggets aren't close. They are so far away. And then you are like, okay, so how do you try to get back? And we've had these conversations. The Nuggets made a handful of mistakes over the last 5-6 years, and it feels like the chickens are coming home to roost here. And from a forecast standpoint, there's not a lot that they can do. And I think the least likely thing that fans want to hear, and this is where it's you have to be nuanced. Fans don't want to hear run it back.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it either.
Don't even bring it up.
But here's what I'll say. The thing that fans don't want, running it back, is the thing that is not going to happen. It's not, because that would mean the Denver Nuggets are paying a luxury tax bill in the repeater tax of over $200 million. So the thing that fans think they want the least is the thing that's not even on the table in reality. So what is on the table? I'll just tell you what I expect to happen here. And I'm just gonna be real.
It's gonna piss some people off.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right.
My guess is, if I had to guess, and I was hinting at this last week, the Denver Nuggets, the number one objective of the offseason will be to get below the luxury tax. Because when you're in the luxury tax year after year, the penalty for being in the luxury tax is being hit with the repeater tax. And the repeater tax is something that this organization is not going to pay. So what I think is going to happen is you're going to peel pieces of the team away, not with the expectation to get players in return that are going to just a quick example. If you were all right, it's time to move on from Jamal Murray. And I personally believe that would be what's best. I think it's ran its course. The two-man game is not as effective, rather. And I don't think in today's NBA your two best players can be your two worst defenders.
So you're getting rid of Jamal.
In this fictitious scenario.
Yeah.
And so you would think it's okay, trade Jamal for players X, Y, Z, make the money match, and then you'll fortify the group around Jokic with better ball handling or better defense and more athleticism, this and that.
Yeah.
And that sounds good, but that's also what's not going to happen. Because if you make the money match to make the trade, you're still going to be in the repeater tax. So then what? And I know this stuff is boring. I expect this organization to peel away pieces and get pennies on the dollar for things in return on purpose. Not to build the best contender you can for 2026, but to take a bit of a year off of trying to compete at the highest level, because if you take a year off from the repeater tax, it resets. And the organization will be able to pitch the fan base that, well, we're doing this for flexibility. We're not going to go into the second apron because if we do something like that, then our 2032 first-round draft pick freezes, and we want to have that for flexibility.
Yeah, there's a lot into this.
And so that is what I'm expecting. And it's going to be really infuriating for members of Nuggets Nation because their response is, and I know I'm rambling a little bit here, but their response is going to be, well, you're going to use a year of Jokic's prime to get out of the tax?
Jokic is 31 years old, Z. Like, he's only going to get older.
Correct.
And when you get older, you slow down. So everybody should be concerned. That's exactly where my head went. And by the way, so you're saying that if we do get rid of Jamal Murray, because I am with you, I think it's time for Jamal to go and try to get something for him. But we're not going to get what we want out of it. We're not going to get the 3 players.
No.
Maybe it's just 1 player instead of the 3, or 2 players instead of the 3, because you're trying to stay under that luxury tax.
Yes.
Which sucks, because now it's like, you need these players so that you can get the athletic ability. You can pair them up so that they make the perfect match to help Jokic out, but you may not get that. And then you have Jokic sitting here wasting a year because of it. That's bullcrap. I don't know how he's going to feel about it. I know how I feel about it. I feel that if I'm in his shoes, I don't know if I want to sign back here. If there's no real vision and real plan, and the plan is to have a bad year because we don't have the players to win it, then I wasted a year. I'm 31. That means I'm going to turn 32. And
that's next season.
And that's next season. So you'll be 33 when things supposedly turn around.
Free back up with the financial flexibility.
I'm good. You're old by that time, Z. You're old, and for Jokic, he may not be the same player. And yet he's going to sign back here? I don't know if he does, Z.
I still think he's going to sign back. I still think that's going to be the case. But that's not written in stone. And I'll say now what I said the week after they got bounced in the postseason. Yes, he's got this mega contract extension coming up. And if he signs it, like I think he's going to, that will be what's best for the Denver Nuggets. But if he wants to win more championships in this climate, in this environment, that is not what's best for Nikola Jokic. Now, if he is okay with being Dirk Nowitzki and you're the greatest player in franchise history and you have your championship and you just play out your years and people pay a ticket to come see you and you'll win around, 47 to 52 games and you're going to be out in the first round or second round of the postseason, probably first round, because the dynamic around the Western Conference is changing, because we saw 1/3 of the NBA lose on purpose this year. So the Nuggets got to 54 wins, yes, and you get credit for that, but they did it when 1/3 of the league was trying to lose. So the landscape is going to change dramatically because the NBA is changing. The NBA is going to say you no longer get rewarded for being bad. And so teams are going to be incentivized to win on a nightly basis the way that they weren't this past year. We saw the Nuggets be losing against like the Utah Jazz going into the fourth quarter and then pull players so they could purposefully lose. And so you see that, the Nuggets record against teams below 500 was 25-8 this year. A lot of those teams were trying to lose in this historical draft in the last year of this current construct where tanking is helpful. So it's not good. It's just not good. There's not a lot of levers to pull. I've understood these dynamics. We've talked about these dynamics, but after what we saw last night, it just fortifies the grim outlook here in Denver through a championship lens. They'll still be a solid team. They have one of the 3 best players in the world. But
see, I don't care about being a solid team. I want to win another championship. Like me selfishly, I want another parade for us. Me being here and growing up here, being a Denver Nuggets fan, Like Jokic has brought us so much joy to be able to believe that we can win every single year. And now kind of how you're explaining stuff, going into this next year, we know we're not going to win because you don't have the firepower to beat the Spurs, to beat OKC, and even some of the other teams that are coming up, and they're going to have some young players that are going to do really well this upcoming year. And so that sucks coming in here even to do this job, knowing that in the back of our head, we know that there's not going to be a parade. At least we always could talk about, hey, this could be the year. We thought there was going to be a parade this year.
I thought it with every ounce of me. I really did. I thought this could have been the best Nuggets team they fielded, and they literally didn't make it out of the first round. And a big perm on the RamosLaw.com text line, who's a big supporter of our show. He shows up at our live shows. He says, you know what I hope? I hope Jokic doesn't sign back with the Nuggets. It'll keep the Nuggets out of the repeater tax, and it'll show KSC a lesson for effing up and being cheap during his career. Here's what I'll say to Big Perm and other people who are like, you know what? He's going to sign. And the reason he's going to sign is it's a Supermax, and he can only get a Supermax with Denver. So he's going to sign for the most money. Will he play out that contract? We don't know. I would just guess yes, but there are so many questions with this team and so few answers that are even possible for this team this next year. So it's dispiriting. It's depressing.
It's not good.
But it is. It just is. This is the situation. Okay, we're just over 24 hours from the puck dropping in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What is on Jared Bednar's mind today? And some notes from practice who wasn't out there. And also, I am recalibrating a game on the Broncos schedule, and I'll tell you what it is. We'll get to all of that as we're on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. If you want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
At
AutoNation, there's no pressure, no surprises, just the keys. Now through Memorial Day, get 0% financing on your favorite new vehicles. You'll save thousands of dollars in interest alone. Drive the car you want today with 0% financing. Don't wait. Memorial Day savings end May 25th. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation dealership. Less stress, more go. Visit AutoNation.com for eligible vehicles. 0 APR for a limited term with approved credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
How about 60 seconds that'll make you actually feel good for a change? Hey, Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. You've heard me talk about the best free meal in Denver. And I had some listeners that had heard me talk about how I used to love to make brisket, but with outrageous beef prices, we just couldn't afford to do it anymore. We can't afford to feed that many people. Well, a guy, Barbecue Bob, showed up to one of our first and third Thursdays with a couple $1,000s of brisket so he could just help people. We're going to make free brisket here coming up in the next couple months for our best free meal in Denver. And then another guy, Fred, who runs the Ace Hardwares over on Gartrell Road and Arapahoe Crossing. He said, from now on, all your fuel you need for that barbecue is on me. And another guy, Bobby Hancock from IHOP. He fed our volunteers and gave thousands of dollars worth of gift certificates to our people that take advantage of the best free meal in Denver. If you want to help, you can. Just spread the word. It's the best free meal in Denver every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. And if you have any questions, just call us at 303 Law 4040.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Spring is the perfect time to get your AC tune-up before the heat arrives. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers tune-ups, repairs, and replacements 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By.
Here real quick, but before we get to that, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children aged 8 to 14 can enjoy the hands-on coaching from former Denver Bronco players like Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, Brandon Stokely, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more info and to register your child, head to denversports.com/camp. I'll throw my name in there as well. If as long as there's not an important baseball conflict, we're going to be there and have my son Owen get coached by you guys. And it's great that you've done this for going to be now a third year in a row.
It's fun, man. It's fun to get out there with the kids. It's fun to get out there with Mark and Stoke as well and mess around with them. So come out, have fun, learn something new, and actually tire your kids out. You'll thank me later.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Real quick before we move on, I have to address this. Mike on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. All right, he says, I guess you don't believe jokers should be loyal. One, I'm not saying Jokic should leave. I don't know what Jokic wants in his heart of hearts.
Nobody does.
What I am saying is if his aim is to win more championships, which is the aim of a lot of these superstar players, and rightfully so, then he should not be signing with the Denver Nuggets. Now, he's going to. He's not going to turn down that money. He waited a full year. He could have signed it last year. He's going to get a Supermax. He can only get that from Denver.
And you're so confident about this. You've
I
been
am.
saying it this whole time. He is going to sign.
Yeah, he's going to sign.
I've been on the other side, like not necessarily saying he's not going to sign, but I'm like, you always used to tell us, I want to say a couple years ago, we don't know what Jokic is thinking. But you just got done explaining that if you want to be a champion and you want to be able to build off your legacy, it may not be here in Denver. And if Jokic is thinking like that, then why would you want to sign back here if there's no light at the end of the tunnel and that you may have to take a couple steps back in order to even try to win another championship as you age too? It's just a lot going on for a guy that I would think wants to win again.
Well, again, I'm not sure what his number one priority is. I just don't know. My guess is it's the highest amount of money he can be paid. He's going to sign that contract. But I'm just saying, if the aim is to win more championships, the avenue to do so here in Denver, man, it is threading a needle. That's just what it is. And by the way, let me just say this to our guy Mike, and I appreciate you listening, man. Does Jokic still owe something to the Denver Nuggets?
No.
I don't think so.
No. What does he owe us? Tell me, what does he owe us?
He has been a decade-long Denver Nugget. He won you a championship. He's won 3 MVPs. He's finished top 2 in voting for 6 straight years. He has changed the history of the organization. There was really no true legitimate. And there was some good times and Melo and
sure, there were some great times.
But you got out of the first round once with Melo. And I the teams in the 80s and all, but nothing ever like the Jokic era. But I don't think that Jokic owes the Nuggets. I think, if anything, the Nuggets owe Jokic their best effort to try to do everything in their power to be competitive through a championship lens again.
But then I keep on asking, how do you do that? Is there a way truly? I mean, I know you said, there's almost no way, but how could you still be competitive next year knowing that you're going through all this?
Competitive for a title? Or
yes, for a title. That's all I care about is a vision of a title, at least getting close to it. And it's so hard, Z, to see that after watching the Spurs and the Thunder go at it last night. It's so hard because they're so athletic. They're young. They're flying around. They play great defense. And the Denver Nuggets, they're the opposite. Don't play defense at all, and they're old.
Yeah, and not athletic. And so, no, the Denver Nuggets will not be winning a championship this time next year. That's not going to happen. Now, could it happen if you duck the repeater tax and you break that cycle and you free up money after this coming year because you traded Cam Johnson and you freed up money, you got your assets, and because you're not going in the second apron, you can trade your 2032 first round pick. Maybe, but in this next year, I would put championship expectations completely aside with the dynamics that I understand them as of now, and it's unfortunate, but it is. It just is. Okay. We're just over 24 hours from the puck dropping in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. All right. We heard from Jared Bednar earlier today on what it is about Tortorella, the new coach there in Vegas, that has allowed Vegas to get to this point where they're locking horns in the NHL's Final Four.
I think I kind of answered this the other day. I think it's a veteran group. Okay. It's been around. Lots of guys have won there. Good mix between older guys and younger guys that are making an impact on their team. And I think it's Torch's people skills. That's what it is. He has reputation of driving the best out of all of his guys and his teams. And you got a team that's won before and they're hungry to win. So at this point in the season and down the stretch run and into playoffs, they're doing whatever it takes. And Torts is a guy that knows exactly what it takes.
What a run here for these guys.
Yeah.
They fire Bruce Cassidy with, I think it was 9 games left in the season. And, really what this is this is like almost the NHL version of what we saw a year ago with the Denver Nuggets that we were just talking about. That David Adelman gets promoted to head coach, interim, albeit, and that's Torts has the interim label as well. You make a very late in-season change going into the postseason, and this is the equivalent of if David Adelman got past that second round and was in the NBA's Western Conference Finals.
I mean, Torts has done a great job over there with Vegas. A couple of the players got healthy at the right times. Hart, the goalie, got healthy at the right time, so things are going well for them. And it's good to hear Bednar give Torts and the Vegas Knights their respect.
Sure.
Because what it's telling me is he's going back and he's letting his guys know, Bednar that is, that, hey, guys, they're going to try to throw that first punch. We know this is not going to be an easy series where you're just sweeping them. We're going to have to weather the storm a couple times. And as long as you respect your opponent, as long as you go out there after they throw that first punch, you find a way to regroup, we're going to be just fine. So I'm not expecting the Avs to go out there and just think they're going to win it in 4 games.
No.
They know that. And there's so many vets on both sides that it's going to be a back and forth. It's going to be a bunch of punches thrown, and who can outlast the other team. That's who's going to win this series.
Man, tomorrow night can't get here soon enough. Here is more from Jared Bednar on the goalie dynamics here in the Western Finals.
Yeah, I think it's some of it is that. I think it's parity within your tandem. I mean, there's not too many Andrei Vasilevskys out there, right? Number one. And it's, the comfort of sort of repeating what you've done in the regular season. If you've got into the playoffs, you've been a good team. If you've advanced in the playoffs, you've been a good team. And if you've used both guys the whole way in order to get you there, then I think, there, to a certain extent, you might need both guys to keep advancing. I also think there's a lot of, if you look at some of the starters, a lot of young guys that are making impacts on their team. There's young teams that are advancing, and there's young starters that are advancing. So when they're sharing the net all year and you get to a certain point, it's like the playoffs is a different animal. It's the mental fatigue and stress of playing, the travel, back and forth on a regular basis. Like, you're not getting week-long, 10-day-long home stands and things like that either. So fatigue is a factor, both mental and physical, and it's hard to play your best if you're fatigued in either one of those. So that's why I think you're seeing, more teams use 2 guys, even if it's just for a game or 2.
All right, he covered a lot of ground there in that minute and a half response. For me, one of the things he's saying, hey, we used them all year, and now we're using them both here in the postseason. Yeah, you are and you aren't. Because Wedgwood has played twice as many postseason games as Blackwood. And Wedgwood has 7 wins in this postseason. Mackenzie Blackwood has 1.
Yep.
And I know some of that is circumstance, but not all of it, not nearly all of it. And if I had one concern, this is going to be tough. This series against the Golden Knights. But if I had one concern in terms of like a storyline, is that there's not a lot of holes to poke in the Avs, Phil, and I know you know that. But this goaltender conversation, if we're having it during the series, it's probably not a good thing. And my fear is that it pops up, rears its head, and we don't know who's going to be in net. The team doesn't know who's going to be in net, and just the uncertainty with that dynamic, it could have a ripple effect that I don't want to think about.
Well, it's always good that you can rely on 2 goalies if you have to. But for Bednar, if he didn't learn with the series against the Wild that, yes, your goalie could have a bad game, but trust him. keep instilling the confidence that you still believe in him. All right, you end up having to go back, right? You pull Blackwood in the last game, you put Wedgie in between the pipes, and you find a way to come back and win the game against the Wild. So all the confidence is in Wedgwood. Believe in him. The players already believe in him, and roll with it. You're going to have some good times, some bad times. But I don't look at this game of just the goalies. This is a team game. Who is in front of Wedgie that's doing his part, right? Kale, right? Taser, all of them, they're going to have to step up and do a little bit more, be a little bit more physical, aggressive, forechecking, things that can help Wedgwood out when he's struggling or putting him in bad situations where he has to see the puck better than he should and have to make a crazy save. Don't put him in those stressful situations. Do your job to the best of your ability and sometimes even more. My concern is the people in front of Wedgwood. How healthy is Kale? All right, Devon Taves, can he step up and continue to do his thing? Malinsky, players like that, like you guys have to do a little bit more to help Wedgwood out when he's struggling.
Well, speaking of that, we have some stuff from practice to pass along, stuff that I don't particularly love. We'll get to it here. It's KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS FM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo!
All right. Rolling downhill. What are you
a lot
laughing
talking
at?
for you, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of things to hit these days, but it's all good things. It's all good things. Appreciate you guys being here with us. We're just about, call it 25 hours away from the puck dropping at Ball Arena. And coming out of practice today, we now know Kale Makar was not out there today. And it's one of these things where Bednar is telling us that he's going to be good to go tomorrow night, but two things can be true at the same time. He may be out there, but he may be, I don't know, 70% of himself. Is it 65%? Does he take a shot at some point during the game and he's back to where he was in Game 5 of the second round, wincing in pain, walking down that hallway? We just don't know. I'm kind of nervous about it, especially with, and I want to be detailed here, with his offense specifically. I still think with whatever he's got going on, is it a clavicle, collarbone, AC joint? I don't know. But whatever he's got going on, I don't think it'll hinder his defense too much, but him offensively, which is what makes him Kale Makar, which is why he's talked about as getting the record-setting contract here this coming offseason, is because who he is as a two-way defenseman. Yeah. And if that's lacking, it's just, your chances of winning obviously are going to go down without a full-strength Kale Makar.
Well, definitely. And that's concerning because now you're wondering, okay, how long is he going to be on that ice? If he is slower and he's hurting and he can't get through, the minutes on the ice, then somebody like Kulak, he's going to have more minutes on the ice. He's going to have to step up and do more. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kale Makar comes out. How does he feel? They're going to shoot him up. All right, everybody gets shot up anyway because you're hurting. But for Kale, it's like a full body injury. You're talking about the shoulder, the lower body injury. We really don't know what he's dealing with because in the hockey world, you don't have to say anything. So it's very concerning because you do need him for the offense, but also defensively to help Wedgwood out, right? Lecky can't just do it all, Devon Taves can't just do it all. You need everybody to be ready to go. And if you have one of your star players on the first pairing on the blue line not ready to go because he's hurt, it sucks.
It does.
And now it puts pressure on everybody else to do more.
It does. There's no question about it. And I don't know which injury is worse that he's dealing with right now, whatever he's got going on upstairs or downstairs, because I watched that man struggle in the lower half of his body to make it to the bench at a certain point. And there have been whispers about how he looked in the locker room after the game, and they purposefully did not make Kale Makar available to the media. That is purposeful. And then you have the upper body injury that literally had him leave the game. These guys are so tough, and Kale is so tough that the fact that he had to leave a game 6 days ago now, 7 days tomorrow, that's a legit injury. So I don't know which is worse, the shoulder or the hip. but he's going to have to power through. And at a certain point, hopefully after a parade, we're going to find out the details of what Kale's been going through in the same way that we found out what a lot of those boys were going through in 2022, like in the hours after, winning the cup. That update is coming at a certain point for Kale. And my question is, like, in terms of ice time, all right, so through the postseason so far, Kale Makar is averaging 25 minutes on the ice. I don't think it looks like 25 minutes tomorrow night. I mean, does it go to 21? Is it 19? I don't know, but I'm confident. I don't think it's not going to be 25.
No. And so now you say, okay, who's going to take up that somewhat more of the time? Is it Kulak? All right, what's going on with Brent Burns? He did better in the second round from the first round against the Kings, but is he a guy, as an older guy, that you want to rely on to have more minutes on the ice?
My answer is no. Yeah.
Hell no. Old man Burns, he's doing good, but not good enough to add more time to what he's doing. So that's something that we're going to have to look at. And now for Wedgwood, it's like, dude, you're going to have to step up and probably make a couple big-time saves because Kale is not 100%, because everybody else is going to be doing certain things that they don't want to do because Kale, like, they're trying to take up for Kale. So it's a lot going on where the Vegas Knights, and they're dealing with their injuries, they're dealing with stuff too. We just don't know about it. But they're coming in here knowing that they play really good defense, the Vegas Knights, that is, on the blue line.
Yeah.
But also they can fly around too. So if they can get past Kale and Devon Taves, it may be easier for them to get a goal on Wedgie.
Well, Drew, you think it's a guy like Brett the Hitman Kulak that sees his minutes go up in Kale's stead, if you will?
I think so. Yeah, that would, to me, would lean towards, like, let's put it this way. I think if Brett Kulak and Devon Taves finish tomorrow night's game with more minutes than Kale Makar, I think that's a bad sign. And I think that tells you just how dinged up and confirms just how dinged up Kale Makar actually is in this series. In fact, I think Kulak might be third on ice time right now for the entire postseason for the Avalanche. So, yeah, that's what would worry me. But I think it's going to be Kulak. I think you're going to see Josh Manson maybe play, I don't know, 21, 22 minutes, somewhere in that range. Sam Olinsky, let's see how much he jumps up. But I think if you're an Avalanche fan, you want to look at Kale Makar and say, I want him to be either number one or number two in ice time tomorrow night. If he's not, that just leads on to how injured he actually is.
Yeah, and by the way, Brett Kulak is third on the Avs this postseason in ice time. And defensemen are always going to play a bit more, but that is indicative. Brett the Hitman Kulak averaging 21 minutes on the ice in 28 seconds. Could see that shoot up. Today, you got something?
I was going to say, if you're Bednar, and I'm asking you, what would you do? And you know that Kale might be lacking. What are you asking him to do? Do you want him to be more of a scorer in this game, this series, or play more defense and say, hey, don't worry about scoring as much. We need you defensively, so hold back, stay back a little bit more than you would because you're banged up. What would you do?
Oh, man.
He's a two-way player.
I think at a certain point you have to trust Kale, and what he's communicated, because no one knows how he's feeling like him. And so I think he's going to play.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's going to play. I don't think his status, whether he'll play or not, is in question. Bednar indicated that that's the case earlier today. But is it like 18 minutes? Could it be 7? I don't know. I just don't know. That's going to be, in terms of storyline to watch for Game 1 specifically, it probably doesn't get bigger than that. Kale Makar's health. Real quick, we heard from Chris McFarland today. And so you only hear from the general manager of the Avs, few times a year, few times. And when you make it to the Western Conference Finals, that's one of those times where you get to hear him in a way where you otherwise wouldn't, maybe until the year-end presser. And I have to get this thought out of my head, all right? And I've been wanting to share it since last week, but we just get caught up with stuff. So Avs faithful has been frustrated throughout this award season because guys are not getting the type of consideration that you would like to think, okay? And so a part of the reason for this is like, and I know Nate's a finalist and Kale's a finalist.
Yeah.
They're probably each not going to win. But by the odds standpoint, it's like, yeah, they're not going to win, which is frustrating. But a part of the reasoning, when people lay out these arguments, why McKinnon shouldn't be the Hart and somebody else should, or Kale shouldn't be the Norris because somebody else should. Jared Bednar for the Jack Adams. This is the President's Trophy winner. Bednar was not a finalist for this, was he, Drew? Is Bednar a finalist for Jack Adams?
Bednar is a finalist this year for the Jack Adams with
Lindy Ruff and
I can't remember who the third one was.
But Lindy's the overwhelming favorite.
Correct.
For that. And Nate's not favored to win the Hart.
He's not.
And Kale's not favored to win the Norris. But a part of the calculus that goes into these arguments why they shouldn't is because just how loaded the Avs are.
Oh, so we need to blame Chris McFarland, Z, huh?
See, and this is where I wanted to go. So if that's the argument why McKinnon, after having the most even strength points in an NHL season since Jaromir Jagr when Bill Clinton was the president, and Bednar's not going to win the Jack Adams because the roster, and it's just, well, anyone could win with that roster. If that's the energy with all of this stuff, and Kale's not going to win because they're just loaded.
Yep.
Chris McFarland better win the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year award.
No doubt. No doubt.
If that's the explanation and that's the thought process, boy, you better give the flowers to the guy that built that roster that is preventing, quote unquote, these other players from getting their flowers.
See, how could he not? I mean, the man was able to trade away some players. Miko and everybody was up in arms and was mad at us for coming in here and saying, calm down a little bit. Chris McFarland knows what he's doing. Then he turns around and brings a roster together like this, and then adds someone like Nicholas Wall to the mix before the trade deadline, brings Kadri back in the mix as well. He better win it, Z. Who else is better than what Chris McFarland did this year and last year?
No one. And I'm glad you mentioned last year because when you're casting your vote for this year's award, and I believe these votes get cast a little bit into the postseason, I want to say, for the Jim Gregory. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Where in other sports it's all in the regular season, signed, sealed, delivered. I believe, and I'll circle back on that, but I believe they're cast into the first round, and then you see what the Avs did in the first round. Part of the calculus for a vote for Chris McFarland for the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year award has to be what happened last year, too. It has to be. The Miko trade, what led you to Netchus and him performing a 100-point season and being electric as he's been, it has to be all-encompassing. I don't believe that what you put on the scale for that award is just from the start of the league year to where we are now. I think you have to use your brain a little bit, zoom out a little bit, and consider all the movement that happened a year ago.
Chris McFarland has done a hell of a job, and this is why we have been saying all year, cup or bust, because of what Chris McFarland put out there. For the past 2 years, he has been building an all-star team.
Yeah, and Drew just said in my ear, the votes are collected by the end of the first round. So I was right on that. So you get a sneak peek of what the team looks like in the postseason, and that could weigh into, what it looks like from a voting standpoint. Here was Jared Bednar earlier today on Chris McFarland being nominated for General Manager of the Year.
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, very well deserved. I think it's probably, a couple years coming. But oftentimes with the work you put in, and the blood, sweat, and tears, there's a delayed reaction, a delayed, recognition of that. So, this team, for me, wasn't just built in this year. It was built over the last couple of years, and with the guys that have remained, with some of the new guys we got last year and some of the moves that were made. But I think it's, like Chris said, I've known and worked with him for a long time, and it's no one's gonna outwork him, and no one's gonna watch more games and
easy.
Wow, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people would. But I think so it's not an easy job, and I know that it's critiqued a lot, as all of our jobs are. But I think like he said before, he has a process, and he goes through it, and he's willing to take information from everywhere that he can get it within our organization, and then decisions are made, and you live with them. And to me, the decisions, I look at a lot of the tough ones that we've made over the years, especially in the last couple of years, they all seem to be turning out and working out pretty well for us again this year. So it doesn't always guarantee success, but I think he's putting us in a position to have success year over year.
I think that was a great answer. And full disclosure, Bednar spoke while we were on the air, so we're hearing that for the first time live here. And what he was saying about the delayed recognition is exactly what I was trying to lay out before we play that response of you have to take into consideration what happened a year ago. And when Bednar says, hey, these, especially in recent years, these tough trades, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Mikko.
You're talking about Mikko Rantanen.
There, right there. Not even the other ones. It's Mikko itself and Netjes, and then Netjes turns around the next year and goes for 100 points, 38 goals, and then the rest were assists. So, what more can that man do? This is now for Chris McFarland just to sit back and watch his team go to work. And now it's on Bednar and it's on Nathan McKinnon and Kale to come through so that they can win another cup.
Yeah, and with some of these other awards, if Nathan McKinnon doesn't win the Hart, that will be getting jobbed. Yeah. That will be a snub. Kale not winning the Norris, I don't think so. Scott Wedgwood not being a finalist for the Vezina, I understand why. I do. Even though you could build the argument, I do. The most egregious snub of all will be if Chris McFarland doesn't win Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year. It'll be the biggest snub in Denver sports from an award standpoint this year. So we shall see. Here's a little bit more from Chris McFarland himself when talking about if he had been a surprise with how much success they've had this year, and this is the general manager from earlier today.
Well, that's a good question. I think the first thing that pops into my mind is our captain. Did we sit here in training camp knowing that he'd be able to get through a full season? I know he had the injuries there, but just with with what he was dealing with, the fact that our medical team and Gabe, that hasn't been an issue has been amazing to watch and unfold. So super happy about that. And, I think Gavin Brindley did a real nice job when he was here to start the year, putting some energy and, youthful exuberance into our lineup and speed. And I think the continued good goaltending that both Scott Wedgwood and Mackenzie Blackwood have been able to, kind of give us, right from day one when we got them last year. But, I think that's a team thing,
It has been a total masterclass. We'll hear the rest of Chris McFarland's response there, but we want to jump on the line with Will Peterson. Will, you were at all this availability today. Talk to the coach, talk to the goaltender. What do you think your biggest takeaway was earlier today?
Well, the press conferences were interesting, fellas, but it was who wasn't on the ice, and that was Kale Makar. Once again, we got to see Arturi Lehkonen and Brent Burns and Josh Manson and Sam Malinsky. But you're getting there, and you're like, is 8 going to come out? Is he going to come out? And he didn't. He didn't come out. But then Jared Bednar got asked about it if he was concerned, and Bednar said, no, not yet. So read into that what you will. Like, okay, are you concerned if he's not at morning skate tomorrow? Are you concerned if it's 5:30 and he's not on the ice? Well, yeah, I think that would be alarm bells, not playing in game 1 against the Knights. But they're kicking the can down the road on this, and they earned it. They earned the right, by taking care of the Wild in 5, got themselves a week off. So happy to dive into everything because we did learn a lot. But you asked me my biggest takeaway. It's certainly the absence of Kale Makar.
Well, Will, when it comes to Kale, let's just say Kale isn't fully healthy, which he's not going to be fully healthy. We know that. And his ice time goes down, right? He's not getting as much ice time tomorrow night. Who are you expecting to take his place? Who on the blue line is going to get more ice time if Kale cannot go or play at the best of his ability?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Phil, because I think if he suits up, you got to treat him like Kale Makar, right? I don't think you can do some sort of middle ground of, let's limit his ice time. I think he either plays or he doesn't. And if he plays, you got to go full go because he's that talented, that good. But let's say he doesn't play. Remember, Sam Malinsky was running power play 1 in Minnesota before game 4. And then all of a sudden he wasn't on the ice for games 4 and 5 as well. So I'm not saying Malinsky and Makar belong in the same breath, but to answer your question, to me, it would be Sam Malinsky because I see baby, and I mean baby Kale Makar and Sam Malinsky. And I do think that one day he's not going to even be half the player, but one day Sam Malinsky could maybe be at an all-star level in this league. I truly think that could happen. So he's the logical guy, but no one's going to be able to replace Kale. And obviously that's going to be the biggest story all day tomorrow is the availability of Kale Makar, because while we didn't get anything super concerning today, we didn't exactly get reassurance, 28 hours before the game. He still hasn't practiced in about a week now.
Will, I just want to give you the floor. What else did you find interesting today?
Learned a lot of stuff, fellas. First of all, talked to Chris McFarland about his trade deadline acquisitions, because three of them had game-winning goals against the Minnesota Wild. Nazem Kadri in Game 1, Nicholas Waugh in Game 2, and Brett Kulak, the OT hero, in Game 5. And I said to Chris, you probably like these trades on paper, but has it even surprised you how well they've worked out? And he told me, look, we're not going to let goals shape whether or not we are okay with the trades. They're great players, whether we're here or not. But that said, goal scoring is huge. And getting those goals from those guys, just look at the stats. Kadri and Waugh are tied for 5th on the team with 6 points each. And Kulak's got 5. All due respect to our guy Samuel Girard, I don't think he'd have 5 points through 9 playoff games. No. So these trades are working out marvelously well. And then Zach, Chris McFarland too told me, we know the narrative is the narrative and we're fine with it. And I think what he meant by that, if you read between the lines, was we know everyone expects us to win the Stanley Cup. We know it's cup or bust, and we're cool with it. And just to hear a GM admit that is so refreshing, right? Because kind of what's going on the other side at Ball Arena, fans are wondering, is it championship or bust? And with the Avs, it absolutely unequivocally is. Final thing for you, Nathan McKinnon today said, this isn't a grind. And that kind of caught me off guard. I go, what do you mean it's not a grind? He said, the grind is January and February. We're waking up today, having fun, so excited to be here. He was at the podium with Gabe Landeskog, pointed to Gabe and said, we've done this like 13 years, and we've only been in the Western Conference Final twice. This is time number 2 for these guys. So I like that answer from Nathan of, people want to get this perception, oh, it's such a grind. I'm sure it's a grind. It's really hard to win a Stanley Cup, but he pointed out, guys, it's the middle of the regular season. That's the grind. If you can't get excited now, middle of May, this is why you play the game. And the Avalanche are obviously 8 wins away from hoisting Lord Stanley.
Will, anything else you want to pass along that you found of note?
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon said he thinks the series is going to go 7 games. And it's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting comment to make in a hot microphone. Is that just his way of saying we're not taking Vegas lightly? Or is that he really thinks, oh my gosh, these guys are so much better than the Kings and the Wild? The Kings, of course, we all know, but the Wild, I think you can make a case Minnesota is stronger than Vegas. They did have some injuries, but found it curious that McKinnon predicted 7 games. I hope he doesn't speak that one into existence. I have the Avs in 6, maybe 5 if everything breaks right.
All right, Will, great stuff. We'll chat with you tomorrow around this time. And 24 hours from now will be just about 40 minutes from the puck dropping in Game 1 of a Western Conference Final. Just the second Western Conference Final for the Avs in the last 24 years. We cannot wait, and we'll talk to you then.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, there he goes. Will Peterson was just referencing some comments from Nathan McKinnon. You'll hear from Nate Dogg next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's that time of year. Time to get your lawn in great shape for the season. And when it comes to healthier, greener grass, I know of no 2 better products than Rich Lawn Turf Food and Revive Ready Spray. Rich Lawn Turf Food is premium organic-based fertilizer that builds stronger soil and keeps your lawn lush and green longer. And you'll find Rich Lawn Turf Food along with Easy Green Grass Seed, Iron Rich for yellow lawns, and Go Rich organic-based garden fertilizer at the Home Depot or your local garden center. Then give your lawn a boost with Revive, the fast-acting, organic-based lawn treatment that helps create thicker, greener grass with deeper watering and deeper roots. Say goodbye to the backyard blues, guys. With Rich Lawn and Revive, your yard will be ready in no time. Find it at Home Depot or your local gardening center.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
I've got to tell you about Champ Honda. If you're looking for an SUV that can handle Colorado, check out the new 2026 Honda CR-V. It's comfortable, capable, and perfect for everything from your daily drive to weekend getaways. Right now, Champ Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you've got more options than ever. And I love this. Champ Honda does things differently. Their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy means a fair price up front and way less time at the dealership. They never charge dealer handling fees.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Wheat Ridge on Kipling Street behind Natural Grocers now through May 26th for the grand opening sale. Save $2 on all Xerox antifreeze and coolant. Receive 2 times O Rewards points and get $5 back after rebate when you buy $15 or more of select Armor All car care products. Limits apply. See store for details. Stop by your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
People are living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of folks don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. But if you're a homeowner, there is a way out. American Financing is helping people just like you every day. Real families who are tired of juggling bills and feeling judged by big banks where you're just a number. Their salary-based mortgage consultants will help you look at your whole financial picture, not just credit card debt. And with a refinance, you may delay 2 mortgage payments and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, the average customer is saving $800 a month. Imagine decluttering your monthly bills into one manageable payment and freeing up cash flow for the things that actually matter. Guys, there's no upfront fees and there's no obligation. Make your equity your exit strategy and stop financing your past so you can start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It nearly is time to play the game. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in 24 and a half hours from now. Let's go. Man, oh man, oh man. It is getting so real. We were just joined by we're joined by Phillip Lindsay too. We were Will and Phil. Sometimes I cross-breed them in my mind.
That'd be an ugly combination. Huh?
Yes, it would. Oh, no. Get that thought out of my head. Sitting with Phil, talking with Will, who was at the media availability today.
And we found out the deal. There we go.
There we go.
With Phil, talking with Will, we found out the deal.
Well, we did. No Kale Makar. Bednar says he's not concerned yet. We heard from Nathan McKinnon or about what Nathan McKinnon said. This is Nate himself here on both teams having a championship pedigree.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I think they've done it recently, just the year after us. So, they have a lot of guys who knows what it takes. And, I can't see this being a short series. It's going to be tough, and we're ready for a, 7-gamer here.
Ready for a 7-gamer here. And this is the 4th time in NHL history where 2 teams are meeting in a conference final and have double-digit Stanley Cup winners. 12 different Stanley Cup winners on the Vegas Golden Knights, 11 Stanley Cup winners on the Colorado Avalanche. Here was a little bit more from Nathan McKinnon on managing the mental grind at this time of year.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it doesn't feel like a grind at all to me. I think we're all having a lot of fun. We've been lucky enough to have a couple breaks in between series. So, the grind is more like of January, February, like those months. We're in first, and then you reset, and it's just so much fun playing. I mean, last game was probably the most fun we've all had playing hockey. This is what we get up for. So, I think everyone's feeling good right now.
I think that's an awesome response.
Yeah.
And, Will Peterson was just sort of tipping the hand that Nate said that, but to hear it from him, this is probably, I'm sure you got the anxiety and the gravity of the situation where if you lose, your season's over. If you win, you go to the Stanley Cup.
The nerves are always going to be there.
But there also has to be a compartment of from when you were a kid, right? And you can think back to your own experience making it to the NFL and playing in these games. It's I'm sure there's grinds of the, training camp and all that stuff, but on game day and for in these guys' case, to play for a championship.
It's fun, and you play the game so long, like for Nathan McKinnon or Kale, but you've been playing since you were a baby, that at the end of the day, it's just hockey, just like it's just basketball or it's just football. You got to go out there and play, and if you still have fun playing, it's more enjoyable, and you actually do better. And also, when it comes to Nate Dogg saying, it isn't a grind, when you have a team that's well put together and you're dominating the first 2 rounds where you've only lost 1 game, it doesn't feel like a grind. Where you sweep the Kings and you do a gentleman sweep with the Wild, it doesn't feel like a grind. And then for Nate Dogg as well, when you're leading the team in points, right, with 13, 7 goals and 6 assists, everything is going right for him. So he feels good, he feels fresh, and he's healthier. He's ready to go.
Man, I can't wait for this. For you, what do you think the biggest storyline is as we head into game number 1 just after 6 o'clock tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think the biggest storyline for me is going to be, and I know that they're on 2 different lines. You got Nate Dogg, Nathan McKinnon on the first line, and then Mitch Marner. All right, he's going to be on the second line, but he's on fire.
He's been so good.
18 points so far, so he's leading the NHL playoffs. And for him, he's going crazy, right? 7 goals, 11 assists. He's doing his part. But then for Nathan McKinnon, I just put the stats out there. He leads his team in points with 13, and it's 7 goals, 6 assists. So these are going to be 2 really good players going at it. And now it comes down to who can outlast each other. Like, what line can do better? Can the second line for the Vegas Knights do better than the first line for the Colorado Avalanche? So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to be dialed in on.
Well, I like that one. For me, it's probably the goaltenders and just the dynamic. Like, and you brought this up earlier today. We talked about it late last week. If Wedgwood struggles, if Wedgwood doesn't struggle, this is probably going to be a very short series if there's no hiccups. But these guys are pros too. Like, so if Wedgwood struggles, do they flip it, or has he earned? Or maybe the opportunity lost from Blackwood combined with what Wedgwood has earned, just a little bit more grace, the ability to bounce back, or the opportunity, rather, to bounce back.
Yeah.
We just don't know how that is going to play out, and there's no way of knowing. There's just no way. And if it keeps the same cadence from the previous round, Wedgwood struggles, Blackwood goes in. But, man, I would just be careful with this. You have to be, and honestly, what it takes is a whole bunch of trust in Jared Bednar.
Yes.
That he knows these guys in his group better than anyone else, and he knows best. But with the information that I have right now, man, I think it's got to be Scott Wedgwood. And even if he struggles and you lose 4-2, like, have him get that next opportunity, because if you put Blackwood in there and he struggles the way that he already has, man, you could be spinning your wheels here.
Exactly. And then it becomes, now what? Now what? Now you're putting Wedgwood back out there, but you truly don't believe in him, and now he's feeling that. But on top of that, this is when everybody else has to do a little bit more. You're getting closer to the cup, so you're going to have to put a little bit more extra oomph to it, all right? So on the blue line, Kale, I know you're not healthy, but if you're going to be out there, you're going to have to do something special at some point, whether it's scoring another goal, which he has done, or playing really good defense on the blue line. Taser's another one. Like, help your guy out, take pressure off of Wedgwood, and put some more pressure on yourself since you've been there and done it before.
Mark Anderson is a writer for the Associated Press, and he joined our midday show. We actually had some fun of our own here earlier in the show with Ken Bulkey of Sin Bin Vegas. He was great. You can go back and check that on the podcast. But Mark Anderson from the AP joined our morning show, joined our midday show, and talked about Mark Stone, who is the captain and one of the leaders there of the Vegas Golden Knights. And here was Mark Anderson laying out those dynamics about Stone's availability for the series.
No update on Stone. When I saw the injury, even though the Golden Knights won't ever say what it is, it struck me, it looked like it was around the groin injury. You see that, you think that's going to be a while, because with those types of injuries, all you can do is just rest it. You really can't play through it. I would be surprised if he comes back this postseason. The Golden Knights have not ruled, publicly at least not ruled him out, but even if he comes back, I just don't know how effective he could be. Obviously, he's a big loss, but they got William Karlsson back last series, and they had been without him for about 6 months or something like that. So I don't want to say it's a wash, but obviously it's they definitely eased the blow of losing Stone was getting Karlsson back, and Karlsson's played really well. But yeah, Stone just had probably his best season in several years. He was really good when he was out there, scoring a lot of goals, a lot of assists, really good, especially good on the power play. The power play, I think, is where they miss him the most, but their power play's still been pretty effective in the playoffs.
It's great that they got William Karlsson back, but not having your captain, Mark Stone, not having someone who scored 28 goals this year with 45 assists. This is a 73-point guy. Again, it's great that they got Karlsson back, but to beat this Avalanche team 4 times, you're probably going to need everyone. And the fact that there is so much doubt that we're going to see Mark Stone in this series, man, that probably moves like the win probability for me, I don't know, 4 or 5%. More likely that the Avs get it done without a guy like Mark Stone.
Well, see, there's a reason why he's the captain. Just like Gabe Landeskog for us. Gabe Landeskog is, when he's in there, you win games. You feel better. Right? He helps balance everybody out. He helps balance Nathan McKinnon out. So for Mark Stone not being there, there's a void that is not going to be filled. And now for the Colorado Avalanche, you got to take advantage of that.
Man, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Okay, shifting gears here. What did we learn today in Denver sports? Well, we want to hear from you. Give us your reaction to these conversations on the YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. And what did we learn today in Denver sports? We'll take a look back next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you fellas out there, telling you what you already know in your heart. That intimacy matters. It matters a lot, all right? And when erectile dysfunction gets in the way of that intimacy, it can feel frustrating, embarrassing, even isolating, all right? The truth is, and this is the real here, listen up. The truth is, most men don't have to live with ED anymore. It's 2026. You'd be surprised by how the right treatment can improve your love life. Guys, I'm talking about success rates well over 90% at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They've served the Front Range for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. Tens of thousands, all right? So you're not alone. You're actually not that special. ED's pretty common. The initial visit, just $99. That includes a medical consult, AT, and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. There's no downside. So stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
What's up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and summer is already here. Tee times, perfect drives, and enjoying the greens with your family and friends. But if joint pain is holding you back, keeping you off the golf course, discover natural pain-free relief with Regen RX. Their shockwave, stem cell, and PRP therapy could be the key to reclaiming your swing and active golfing life. No surgery, no downtime, and no risk. Right now, they're offering a limited number of consultations. Text PAIN to 303-630-9770 to see if you're a candidate. Don't wait any longer. Go see my friends at Regen RX right now.
At AutoNation, there's no pressure, no surprises, just the keys. Now through Memorial Day, get 0% financing on your favorite new vehicles. You'll save thousands of dollars in interest alone. Drive the car you want today with 0% financing. Don't wait. Memorial Day savings end May 25th. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation dealership. Less stress, more go. Visit AutoNation.com for eligible vehicles. 0 APR for a limited term with approved credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors of Denver's been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Right now, buy 3, get 1 free through May. Mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
This is Terry Wickstrom. I want to tell you about a financial product I personally really believe in. A home equity conversion mortgage from Mad River Mortgage, your reverse mortgage specialist. The HECM program's only requirements are to live in the home, do basic upkeep, pay property tax and homeowner's insurance. No monthly mortgage payment is required. For more information, contact my friend Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 or go to madrivermortgage.com. NMLS 1504779.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Want to enhance your landscape with a 100% natural product? Hi, I'm Roxy Medina, owner of Permagreen Organics. Permagreen Gorilla Hair and Shredded Red Cedar are both 100% natural cedar products. Permagreen Shredded Red Cedar comes directly from the debarking machines at lumber mills in Idaho, Washington, and Montana. That's where the best cedar is found. Permagreen Gorilla Hair is the same cedar, but it goes through another process where it is hammer milled and takes on a finer, mossy look. The color of these two products, of course, is natural. The wonderful aroma is natural as well. These products spread easily, lay down nicely, and hold up well in windy areas. They add a beautiful reddish-brown tint to the landscape. This year, go with the real deal. Buy Permagreen Gorilla Hair and Permagreen Shredded Red Cedar. You don't need a miracle, you need Permagreen.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. Looking back at the day, what did we learn in Denver sports? The one thing that I think, sticks out, we've touched on it here even this hour, talking about Kale Makar not being out there for practice. Yep. Jared Bednar said he's not worried yet. Kind of leaves that door open for potentially not seeing him tomorrow night. I think we see him. I think it's just a matter of what percentage is he going to be at. I think that's number one. For what it's worth, this isn't technically Colorado sports, but former Avalanche defenseman Adam Foote, who has been coaching, he was hired as an assistant coach of the Vancouver Canucks under head coach Rick Tocchet, and then when Tocchet stepped down in April and took the job in Philly, Foote got promoted, and it looks like Foote has been dismissed today. So, not good for the footer. Just wanted to pass that along. Elsewhere in Denver sports today, this is another one that doesn't have to do with really Denver sports specifically, but I think some people want it to, judging by the RamosLaw.com text line. Within the last hour, Jason Kidd has been fired.
Wow.
From the Dallas Mavericks. And this is something that I kind of saw coming, all right? It never came up in our conversations, but the reason I say that is because apparently ever since they fired Nico Harrison, who was running the team, who was the one who traded Luka Doncic, apparently Jason Kidd was really trying to get the president of basketball job and stay the head coach. And so kind of like pick his own groceries type deal.
Yeah, control everything.
Yep, and apparently for about the last month leading up to the hiring of former Nuggets general manager Masai Ujiri, Kidd was really opining and angling for that job. So if you do that and you make it known and the entire organization and ownership knows that you want that job, you're gunning for that job, and they say, no, thank you, and they hire Masai for the job that you wanted, that was probably always going to be problematic.
Which makes sense.
It does. And so that came to a head here being reported within the last hour. Jay Kidd dismissed. And then I say people want it to be a Denver sports story because I'm seeing you on the RamosLaw.com text line. Hey, please make Jason Kidd the next coach of the Denver Nuggets. So there's that can of worms.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Kidd, Denver Nuggets head coach. I mean, that has a good ring to it. I like it a little bit. I know it's probably not going to happen, but wishful thinking. We can all hope and think.
Yeah.
Wish.
Well, it was just within the last month where Josh Kroenke and his right-hand men, I want to say Ben Tenzer and Jonathan Wallace, both gave full endorsements for David Adelman. Like, over the top, we believe in this guy. It was injuries. Okay, this is typically where if you have a first-round flameout for a first-time head coach who looks and feels unqualified and someone like Jay Kidd becomes available, that's typically when you say, okay, let's take a look at this. Do I expect the Nuggets to go down that road from even an inquisitive and inquiring standpoint? I do not.
I mean, you gotta at least poke at it a little bit. You know, your antennas might want to go up just to do your due diligence, just do your homework. It probably is not going to happen, but at least if you're a general manager, everything should be on the table. Isn't that what Josh Kroenke said? Is everything is on the table except for Jokic? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how that actually ages, from an action standpoint, if everything's on the table. I've tried to make, my position crystal clear today. I think the number one thing that's going to happen in this Denver Nuggets offseason is the organization's top objective will be to peel away salary and get under the luxury tax and avoid the repeater tax. And they've been willing to pay it. I don't think they're going to be willing to pay it beyond this. The bills are getting bigger when Christian Brown's contract goes on the books. Aaron Gordon's extension starts. Don't forget that extension didn't start yet. And then you want to re-sign Peyton Watson. Mm-hmm. I think that this is an ownership group that's going to say, even though they said, hey, run it back's an option, running it back comes with a luxury tax bill of over $200 million. And I will believe that puppy when I see it. And I'm not telling you this because it's the way I want it to be. I'm telling you this because I think that's the way that it is. So I think it could be a really frustrating offseason for Nuggets fans who are hoping for either a flip of someone like Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon getting a haul of picks back in return. I don't think you'll see that. If the money's matching, I don't think they'll do it. I think they're going to have to take a bath here on some of these players to get below that luxury tax, and it'll be the most lackluster offseason in about 8-9 years here in Denver.
Man, I didn't want to hear that, but Z, the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. It's underwhelming. It sucks. And now I'm just waiting to see what Jokic does.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think he'll sign the deal. He can make the most money here, but we'll see what it looks like there moving forward with Ol Yoke. We're going to step aside. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Already have a bunch of fun stuff planned. Thank you guys for being here. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business.